Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first Zyaf x Nadotwins Invitational Tournament. Welcome to the tournament. We have 16 players here today competing for a grand total prize of $150. We have some of the best players in the community joining us today, and I am here with a good friend of mine, my fellow commentator, Gringo. How are you doing, man?
Happening, fellas. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for the invite. Thank you to you. Thank you to the sponsor as well. Happy to be here. Happy to be in the number 2 chair today and watching some of the greatest fights. So, yeah, looking forward to the fights today, Z. Really am.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you, man. Really happy to have you. Thank you for joining us, of course. And we're gonna jump right into this. We are not gonna waste any time. We are going to jump right into the first fight. Let me show you guys our bracket here. We have Pablo Grips versus Kezza. We have Dirty Dave versus Deninho. Nasim versus Suave Jamie. Drizz versus Gamp. Fatinator versus Bossman. Easy Work versus Jakey, Winter versus Caliber, and Deco versus Blake Tyler. That's a pretty stacked lineup, if I do say so. So the first fight we're going to be looking at is Dirty Dave versus Deninho. What do you think of that fight, Gringo?
I mean, of course, everyone knows we on our side of the pond called Dave. Everyone seen the movie I, Robot, Will Smith, the friendly kind of metallic robot? That's Dave. Dave, a mastermind, not only with grappling but also with his patience, his way that he kind of approaches fights. Never really a guy that kind of screams nervousness. Of course, Deninho, you know, kind of in that bracket of kind of younger, kind of more recently came to the forefront in the last kind of 1-2 years kind of thing, and it's a big test for Deninho. But I mean, there's no easy fight in this bracket. I mean, you talk about some of the very best. You're talking about, you know, a round one which has got Nasim and Suave Jamie, a round one which has got Fator and Bossman. There's no easy bracket here. So I think if Deninho was hoping for some sort of easy draw today, that's not going to be the case, and Dirty Dave is going to look to highlight that fact, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, none of these guys are easy. It's really true.
No.
So it's going to be very interesting. Now, we are giving them a different weight for each fight. A couple people might get the same weight, but it's not, you know, one weight round one weight round two, whatever like that. We are going to be picking their weights live on air. So, Gringo, I'm going to give you an option here. 3 weights, pick one. Bantamweight, lightweight, middleweight.
We'll go with middleweight.
We'll go with middleweight.
They got for us in middleweight.
So Deninho and Dirty Dave are going to be fighting at middleweight. This is going to be very interesting. You know, we know Dirty Dave maybe a little more of a wrestler, a little more of a grappler. Deninho maybe a little more of a striker.
The GSP pick is calling him so much.
Yes,
I've only just realized this. It is.
Absolutely.
That's my fault, Deez. I completely forgot GSP existed. I completely forgot.
I mean, you've got some great anti-wrestlers. You know, you've got Israel Adesanya, you've got Alex Pereira, right? I mean, even if you go with some of the BJJ guys, you know, I would love to see a Jack Hermanson pick, right? You know, just something like that would be amazing. Yeah. So, I mean,
the ballsiness if we see a Jack Hermanson pick would be phenomenal. But
he's hovering over Marvin Vettori here.
Marvin Vettori.
I would love to see it.
Dave feeling maybe in the groove tonight to show us a bit of the Italian stallion. So, and like you said, like you indicated, it looks like it's going to be that anti-wrestler Izzy Adesanya coming out for Deninho. I mean, the length and I think the kind of style that Adesanya brings, I think it helps Deninho in this one. I mean, do you like the pick, Z? What do you make of Vettori for Dave? A little bit of a strange one when GSP's there.
It's a little strange, but, you know, I think it makes sense for him, right? He wants to use that wrestler. Maybe he needs the chin of Marvin Vettori. He knows he's going to get hit on the feet a little. He wants to be careful of that. I think it's a great pick for him. I think it's a great matchup. I think the Israel Adesanya pick for Deninho is really smart, you know? Use that range, use those amazing kicks, the boxing, the power. I think this is a great matchup as Dave gets an ankle pick early.
And that there could be the story of the fight with 4 minutes on the clock left. It's a long 4 minutes when Dave's on top of you. It really is.
Yeah.
And we have to see if he's got some of that anti-wrestling now, some of that grapple defense, that jiu-jitsu defense to maybe get up out of here, because he is not going to last 4 minutes if Dave has his way here.
No, he isn't. And I believe the ping was something like 120. So it's not the best, but it's pretty stable. It's pretty solid. but it does mean Dave maybe is going to have a little bit of trouble holding that side control position that, I mean, you've seen it's so powerful in this game.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think if there's one guy that's going to make use of that, it is going to be Dave. I think only other person that I've seen have such incredible side control is someone like Webbo. But again, that's just only in my kind of brief pool of knowledge. But I think in this game, currently, you know, it's not really the most impressive thing to have a decent side control. It's what I keep hearing and seeing. But I mean, it does help. It's a trusty tool to definitely have in the back pocket. So
absolutely, it's
going to be interesting to see more so from Deninho, like you said earlier on, alluded to how he kind of works those kicks. Because with Adesanya, when I'm kind of, and by all means, I'm by no means top level player. I think everyone knows this, but when I'm kind of there goofing around online, I really like to make use of Adesanya's teeps. Really like the kicks, the range as well.
Totally,
really nice. And Hub going to stand us up. So that's good news for Deninho. Survival at this fittest there.
Yeah, well, it's a strategy thing, right? You know, you want to use the strengths of your character. You know, top player or not, you want to play to their strengths. Right now, I think we're losing that a little from Deninho. He's boxing a lot with Dirty Dave, maybe allowing opportunities for some of those takedowns, some of the big shots to come out. I would like to see a little more, you know, like you said, the teeps, the side kicks, maybe come out in this first round.
Yeah, totally. And I think as well, it's always dangerous as well to maybe go with someone that's so kick orientated against Dave, because again, on this side of the pond as well, and Dave is sparred with some of those guys that are wanting to improve, wanting to get better. He is effectively in the UK known as a man that really throws in the leg kick well as well. So I mean, you never know. You know, good counter shot there by Deninho, but Dave, a guy that likes to throw in the odd leg kick, and then before you know it, the leg's completely butchered. So maybe Deninho is going to need to watch out for that too. But so far, like you said, Deninho is just kind of maybe abandoning the play style of a typical Izzy and just looking to kind of maybe dirty box with Dirty Dave. As
he is, and that's just allowing those takedown attempts. You know, obviously totally. 10 seconds left, but Dirty Dave is so good at just grinding you out. Right, he wears you down. You know, he does you dirty. But, you know, we see that, and great first round for both of these guys. We did see Deninho land some decent shots. You know, he did a good job, but it seemed to me like Dirty Dave was just a little step ahead in that one.
Yeah, I've got that one 10-9 to Dave. I think the takedowns definitely helped. The cut on Vittori though opening up. So I mean, like you said, Deninho is not completely out of the running in this fight, no doubts. But
absolutely,
I feel like maybe Deninho needs to maybe just calm down a little bit, maybe slow down the pace, slow down the momentum of the fight a little bit. Don't get so engaged. Don't be so, maybe, I don't know, aggressive in terms of trying to match Dave. Because that's, like I said, I think when people try and match Dave, even at this high level, he just swallows you up. He really does. And his pressure, his kind of IQ is just so different, I think, in those pressuring moments.
Beautiful chain takedown from there from Dave. He you know, Deninho denied the takedown, but he denied it late. The stamina advantage was too high, so Dave was able to drive it through, get him into full guard. Maybe not where you want to be. You know, Israel Adesanya does have some decent guard play. He's got some submissions, but Dave is working really hard right now to make sure that he is staying on top. It's that grinding pressure. I mean, you know, you're sitting here. What are you looking at to try to get out of this right now?
I think you got to just kind of be patient. I think he keeps doing this, which is the exact correct strategy. Be patient, wait for sprawl to appear, and then just kind of bide your time. And I think you're going to see Deez do a lot of this. I think he's going to sit here and sprawl, allow the punches to come in, and just keep allowing Herb to stand them up. Because I think he'll be feeling confident if he's got a corner in his, you know, in the background. They'll be telling him, you cut him open. You're doing well on the feet, so just get it back up there. And
absolutely.
Again, second time in the fight, Herb stands us back up.
Yeah, we do see that doctor stoppage icon now flaring for Dirty Dave. The eye cut on the left side. But, you know, Deninho is really going to have to work that. And now Deninho cut as well. Looks like cut maybe down the middle. An eye issue we're seeing there. That is going to cause him some issues. As we go further into the fight, nice three-piece from Dirty Dave. Now Deninho pressing. Good combinations from both men.
Fight, he is. I think as well, the thing that I'm kind of making a look at is maybe just ever so slightly Dave's block a little bit lower than Deninho's as well. So Deninho is very much in the ascendancy here. He is. Yeah,
he is. He's doing a very good job of pressing Dirty Dave back. But now, just as we say that, Dirty Dave shoots that single leg, and Deninho can't seem to deny it, Gringo.
Well, I mean, you say that, and he's just got a really,
Pops
really
back
simple
up.
and easy. Yep, get back.
Oh, he rocks him.
And now dropped as well. Wow.
Drop, jab straight, tracks him as he tries to slip. This could be it right here. Trying to defend the ground and pound, and that's it.
Wow.
Deninho takes out Dirty
man.
Dave.
There you go. Just like that. Like I said, I mean, I have to ask you, Z, you're the analytical one here. I mean, how much of that do you put down to the Vettori pick compared to Dave and his playstyle in general? I mean, I'd seem like Vettori got cut open very, very early. That kind of set the pace, really. But the block was going as well for Dave. So, I mean, what do you put that down to?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that was just a great adaptation from Deninho, right? He was getting outstruck in the first round. He was getting out grappled. He made the adjustment. He started throwing the straight strikes more. He started intercepting. And what we saw there, he countered the counter, right? He anticipated the slip straight from Dirty Dave. He slipped it. He threw a lead hook. That was the beginning of the end. That was just a fantastic... It was a read, right? It was one read that Deninho made, and he ended the fight right there, right then. I think that was absolutely fantastic from Deninho, who moves on to the next round. He's going to be fighting the winner of Pablo Grips and Kezza, who we will be seeing a little later. But for now, we are going to be moving straight on to the next fight. We do not waste any time. And I've got a treat for you, Gringo. It's Suave Jamie versus Nasim. We've got an incredible fight here. What do you make of these two?
I think for me, Z, you look at the bracket, I think this, for me, is up there with probably the fight of the round. I think it's very close between this one and the Fat and Bossman fight, but having seen Nasim kind of really develop more and more and more over the kind of last 18 months, he's become a talent. Everyone knows Suave Jamie is kind of up there with one of the very best, if not the best kickboxer in the kind of high-end kind of bracket of players. People think of Suave Jamie and they think of a high-level guy. And in football, soccer terms, they think of Suave Jamie like he's the Cristiano Ronaldo of the kickboxing world. So, I mean, it's a difficult one. It is. I think Nasim is resolute. I think Nasim has the ability, again, to really change the flow of the fight very quickly. But I think Jamie's experience is just going to be a little bit too much. I've got Jamie inside of 2 rounds in this one.
Wow, inside of 2 rounds. That's a bold prediction. Bold prediction. Now, I have another 3 weights for you. Feel free to choose. We've got flyweight, welterweight, heavyweight for these 3.
See, I really want to be a menace and go for heavyweight, but I'll go with welterweight in the name of competition.
All right, we'll go with welterweight.
Yeah,
they do. In the name of competition. And we see that record. Here, let me move the camera here so that our viewing audience can see. Look at that. 11 wins for Suave Jamie, 10 wins for Nasim. That's about as close as you can get.
Yeah, razor tight. But again, I think this is the thing, that the record is tight, but, you know, spars are spars and league fights are league fights, etc., etc. It's when the bright lights come on and, you know, you got $150 hanging from the ceiling and that's what you're playing for, you know, that's when that extra little bit of experience comes in. So the record may be tight, but I'm still sticking with Suave Jamie here. I'm riding that Jamie train. I am.
Well, you know, it's Triple C, right? You know, he was the champ for a reason. One of the best players in the game. One of the biggest UFC YouTubers. And speaking of that, if you guys didn't know, up and coming UFC YouTuber sponsored today's stream, today's tournament. Thank you to Nadotwins for sponsoring. He is in the description. And thank you to Gringo for coming on. If you guys didn't know, Gringo runs the VFL. He does EA Sports FC. He does EA Sports UFC. He is all over the place. He is amazing. He's doing a great job. So, yeah.
I'm a tired man. That's what I am.
That's right. But these two are going at it now. So just make sure to check those 2 out. And we are here in the fight as Jamie and Nasim standing toe-to-toe, Gringo.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've gone for that Edwards mirror. I mean, bring a
pool party
shorts. Because we are having a pool party indeed, as they're going for it. I mean, the Edwards mirror, I mean, what do you make of that? Who do you like as a better Leon Edwards from what you've kind of seen and known about these two players?
Well, it's just interesting, right? Because both of them play Leon Edwards very differently, right? Jamie prefers the counter aspect of Leon Edwards. He likes sitting there, he's going to throw a couple strikes, then he's going to pull counter you, or, you know, he's going to intercept you with a couple of shots. Nasim, he likes to sink back a little, right? He's going to wait for you to come to him, then he's going to intercept you, but he isn't as interested in the countering aspect. They're both playing different aspects of Leon Edwards. I think it's going to end up being who can implement their game better. We see Nasim tag him with the left hook there.
The thing that I'm worried about already, Z, is that it's the same kind of story in the second fight as we saw in the first fight. That cut early on for Suave Jamie, and that's gonna make Nasim feel very, very happy with how he started this opening half of the round. But Jamie, a guy that you can never count out. Even if he's cut, even if he's kind of damaged and beyond repair, you never ever count this guy out. You just cannot do it.
And I mean, the thing is, you always know that at any moment, no matter who he's using, Jamie could have judo throw you into side saddle, get you into side control, and that might be game over right there. I mean, it is ridiculous how good he is on the ground. If it ever goes there, Nasim might be in trouble, but for now we're having a very technical striking affair as Nasim lands a 4-piece on the head of Jamie.
Oh, and that head kick as well as the exclamation point there, Z. That was very nice. I mean, I was going to say for you, in terms of what you've seen from these player backgrounds, especially as well. I mean, do you see any particular improvement in general from Nasim, which makes you maybe think, well, okay, maybe he can consistently beat Jamie now?
Well, I don't know about consistently, because I don't know if anybody can consistently beat Jamie.
That's true.
But Nasim, what I love from him is that he has learned how to fight in an optimal way, right? There is optimal strategy in this game. There are certain things that when you do them, they're just objectively not as good. And he has eliminated those things from his game. He plays in an almost surgical way where he tries to do nothing but the best moves. And that's what he's doing here. A very nice pull to avoid the counter shot coming back from Jamie as Jamie hits him with an elbow. And this is Nasim's round now, as Jamie's a little blooded up.
Wow. I said the thing that he's doing so well is he's just sticking to him like glue. He is not afraid of going into the pocket with Jamie, and that is incredible because you've got to be a brave man to step in there and get out with your with no damage taken, or limited damage taken, should we say. But I would agree with you. I've got 10-9 to Nasim there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's see if he can reopen that cut, which he does immediately. The eye damage on Suave Jamie, now struggling. We're seeing the head health flashing with every strike, but of course, can never count him out. He's done a good amount of damage to Nasim, but he's got to land something big here, Gringo. You got to think.
Yeah, I think so. I think if there was a time where you're looking at Jamie and saying this is when you need to kind of up the tempo, up the ante a little bit, is this round. I don't know if it maybe feels like Jamie is maybe waiting for Nasim to make a mistake. I don't think that's going to come. I think Nasim has fought a perfect fight so far. I don't think he's looking like he's going to even slip remotely here, and I think you need to be that level of perfect when taking on Suave Jamie. Absolutely.
I mean, he is, you know, like you said, one little mistake, that's all Jamie needs. But Nasim finds one of his own. Very nice head movement from Jamie, keeping him in the fight. But Nasim pressing it, he lands the overhand. This could be it right here. Suave Jamie out in the first round. The camera! Oh, and that's it!
We've got into the crowd.
We've got into the crowd. What was that? Oh my goodness. Nasim hit Suave Jamie so hard the camera goes reeling. An unfortunate glitch for Suave Jamie. He can't defend that.
I feel like I need to stop. I feel like I need to stop making predictions. I'm 0 for 2 right now. I was thinking Dave and I was thinking Jamie. I'm absolutely cursing everyone today.
You are the commentator curse. Wow, what an upset! Nasim coming in perhaps as an underdog, a bit of a dark horse here, and an unfortunate situation for Jamie, who couldn't really see the ground and pound. But Nasim with a pretty dominant performance there, as he's going to move on to the semifinals.
Yeah, no, I think with that though, it only gets more difficult. Again, we could end up seeing Nasim and Drizz in the next round. You never know. Two people that know each other so well. So it only gets more difficult and it gets more harder from this point outwards. But another great fight, honestly, really good so far.
Absolutely. I mean, they just did a great job. You know, what a great fight. Unfortunate for Jamie, of course, but absolute props to Nasim for pulling it out. And we are going to try to move right on to this next fight as soon as I can see the stream. In the meanwhile, Gringo, can you tell us a little about what you do over at VFL for the audience that doesn't know?
Yeah, sure, man. So, of course, primarily from the FIFA or soccer or EFC background, ran it since I was 17 back in 2012, because I'm an old man in the UFC space, and like all of you young kids. So 28 has never felt so old when being with in this community. But yeah, ran that since 2012. Became one of the biggest leagues in Europe for the 11v11 mode. And 2 years ago, just felt really kind of bored one night and said, you know what, I'm going to run a UFC tournament. The tournament got something like 64 guys in. We loved it. It was fantastic. And I said, you know what, this has got legs to it. We're going to run a league. Fast forward nearly a year and a half, nearly 2 years later. It's the 2-year anniversary on the 1st of March. So
oh,
yeah,
man.
it's crazy how that flies. And yeah, 112 cards in. 14 UFNs in, multiple sponsored events, charity events, XYZs. Here we are. I would like to say we're probably maybe around the kind of one of the top 3 kind of promotions in the UFC space right now. So really love it. It's a space for everyone. We take in people that just install the game, or some of the killers that you're seeing tonight in the kind of top 50, top 100. Everyone's got a space here. Run it in kind of quality stage weights. So the heavier weights are reserved for your amateurs who just install the game and want a place to compete, and then your bantamweight, flyweight division for your Dirty Daves, your Nasims, etc., etc. So, yeah, loving it. Really, really happy to be in the UFC space, and really happy to have made connections with guys like you and guys like Dave that have done wonders to help the VFL brand in general. So thank you, Z, as well.
Of course, and thank you for joining me. I think you are doing great work in this space. I'm very happy to have you. They were like, hey, you know, Gringo's willing to commentate. And I'm like, yes! Amazing. So we're really glad to have you. But we are going to move on to this next fight here with Drizz. Soon as they lobby up. But if you guys see, we have Mr. Nadotwins himself in the chat, the sponsor of today's tournament. For those who don't know, I sent out a tweet a bit ago, a bit of a meme, if you will say. But I was basically like, hey, you know, if anybody wants to sponsor, send in money, support the community, I'll give it all away. And I got hit up by Nadotwins. I got hit up by somebody else who will be hosting a $250 tournament in just 2 weeks. So if you guys check this channel out in just 2 weeks, you know, subscribe, leave a like, make sure you're notified of that, and we will have. I just got a mail notification, but we will have another tournament going on very soon. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting, and I just really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and he makes the space bigger as well. I feel like there was this buzz that is around UFC still when the game was coming out, but even still now, where there's still hope from people that this could be probably one of the biggest kind of years, not just in terms of the game, but just in terms of what we as creators and community members can really bring to the space. Because it just takes one event, it takes one tournament like this, it takes one of anything, one card of the SFL or VFL or Primetime, whatever, to be seen by someone very, very big, and then before you know it, the space explodes. So again, really, really appreciate the sponsor kind of coming in tonight and whacking that prize pot in for the fighters. It's always nice to see that there's something to fight for, no doubt.
Absolutely. And for now, we are going to be switching fights because one of our competitors, we are waiting on them, you know, still making weight, right? But so we have the other fight you mentioned, Fatinator versus Boss Man. I mean, you mentioned this may be the most high-level fight of the first round. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, it's back-to-back blockbuster fights, man. It really is. I think, again, 2 other guys, you look at either of these 2 and you go, either of these guys could win the entire thing tonight. Super high level, super competitive, and just looking forward to it. I think, again, 2 people that know each other like the backs of their hands, and again, excited to see who comes out triumphant here in this one.
Absolutely. And we have got these 2. They're going to be fighting at lightweight. I think this is going to be an absolute banger of a fight. I'm so excited for this one.
The McGregor mirror too, man. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better fighter for both of them. I think these 2 are phenomenal with their McGregors. So who do you have in this one, Z? Who are you liking? Man,
it is hard to pick against Fatinator. And I've been wrong before, but this is one of the best players in the game here. I'm going with Fatinator in this one. Boss Man is amazing. He's a great player. I don't see how he beats Fatinator, who I consider to be probably a top 5, top 10 player in the entire game right now. But then again, that's what I said about Jamie, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. Hey, well, listen, well, I'm hoping that you're a little bit more prosperous in terms of your picks, because I'm 0-2 right now. So, you know, bring a win back to the comms desk for us, Z. We need it. We need
yeah,
it.
exactly. But, you know, at least we're not betting on these.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That's
You
true.
know?
My money will be tucked away in my wallet. There will be no
Yeah,
chance.
exactly.
This is the kind of game where you just do. This is the kind of like fight between these two. You can't pick. It's a pick 'em.
I mean, it's just so hard to know, right? It is so hard to know.
Yeah.
But right now, Bossman throwing some very nice boxing combinations at Fatinator, who's just finding his timing here, right? Landing that nice team, ducking the head kick, and doing some big damage early.
Yeah, I mean, are you surprised? Oh, stuns him too.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness.
Fatinator got him.
Wow.
Oh, very nice job from Bossman to avoid some of the shots. Throwing back now, but Fatinator with a big rock early.
Yeah, I'm more, again, kind of surprised. I mean, I don't want to be like the guy that's kind of like sitting there and criticizing these two. Again, I know I'm nowhere near, but I mean, are you surprised at the duck of the head kick? You don't expect that at this level to see someone like Bossman throw a wild head kick out there, nearly cost himself the fight. Are you surprised by maybe the kind of high-level mistakes so far Bossman's throwing out there, Z?
Well, it's interesting, right? Because we've seen the game evolve in this way where, like, the setup of strikes becomes obvious to people. People learn your setup, so then you trick them by not having a setup, right? And you think it's low level, but it's actually high level. And it's the mind games of like, oh, am I setting up a strike or am I going to throw something completely naked? But then it's, oh, well, if I throw something completely naked, are they actually going to read it? So do I need to set up the strike? And it's that game that you play back and forth and back and forth. And there, Bossman just made the wrong read. He thought that Fatinator wasn't going to know, and Fatinator did know.
You certainly did, and you can see again the damage early, the cut early. It's every single fight so far that we've seen in this opening round of this tournament tonight. The cut opening early inside at least the first half of the first round. So very, very interesting that this is the case again in this one. But again, it's another fight where you're looking at Fad and he just looks so calm. Z. He doesn't
He's
really
just
have
so
any
good.
sort of. Yeah. Oh, wonderful uppercut there again. Looking to go.
Oh,
for body
fantastic
shots
job
now.
from Fatinator.
Boy, it is looking spicy over here in the octagon, I tell you. And with 17 seconds left, Bossman is going to be swirling around to his stool, wondering what the hell can I do going into this second round, because he needs something. He needs a miracle, you can maybe say.
He's got to do something. Fatinator so defensively sound. And I got to tell you, Gringo, I've got some good news. We have just gotten another $100 from our sponsor. This is now a $250 tournament. These men are fighting for even more than they thought they were.
Well, you need a motivation if you're a boss, man. You just got it shooting in from your coach, from your corner. So I'm gonna pull it out the fire, as Leon Edwards' coach once upon a time said. Can he make a big comeback victory with that added information? Oh, maybe not. Oh my God.
Oh man, Fatinator. Just absolutely destroying Bossman. And this is looking a little rough. This is a masterclass. Oh, and he gets the slip elbow as well. Man, what do you even do in this situation, Gringo?
I think maybe just it's time to hit the desperation button and maybe even try and wrestle, do something different, because you're on the precipice here of really exploding and exploding in a really, like you said, masterful way, because this has been all one way.
Yes, it has, and oh my goodness, this could be it, and that's it. Would you look at that? Fatinator with a dominant display over Bossman.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
That if we did performance bonuses right here, Z, that'd be performance of the night so far. Flawless, masterful, and execution of brilliance, to say the least, from Fatinator there tonight. Just no faults whatsoever. Zero.
Yeah, I mean, it was perfect. It was literally perfect. He didn't get rocked. He did not get rocked. He actually landed less total strikes, but more significant strikes. He did everything right. That was a masterclass performance from Fatinator using the very lethal Conor McGregor pick.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, from Bossman's perspective, though, I'm always trying to learn, Z, what could a Bossman done differently in that fight? Because it just didn't look like there was too much that he could have done other than what he did. I don't know. Was there anything that you saw that maybe you say, well, maybe you could have tried X, Y, and Z. Maybe you should have gone with a different pick. What do you think of his performance?
Well, I think the thing was he engaged in the wrong kind of fight, right? He fought Fatinator's fight. He tried to get into that brawl, into that, oh, I'm going to out-technique you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to outplay you. Right? And when you're playing somebody like Fatinator, they are very hard to straight outplay in a one-on-one match. You have to play to your strengths. You don't want to go in a game of who is going to be better in every single exchange, because it's going to be him. It's going to be him unless you're like one of two players who can outdo him in those scenarios.
Yeah, it's a fair comment. It's a fair comment. And now, I mean, of course, with Fatinator winning, opens up that kind of pathway between himself and either Easy Work or Jakey B up next. So, again, but he looked good, man. I mean, like I said before the fight, you look at those two, either one of them could win the entire thing. I think after what we've just seen, the first three winners, Fatinator is my pick for tonight. He looks very, very good.
He does. But for now, we are going to be moving on to the next fight. We have Kezza and Pablo Grips in here. They are setting up now, and we are going to send them to heavyweight.
Oh my goodness me, Kezza's gonna not be happy with you, man. He's gonna be. He told me earlier on today. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna start singing down the stream if I'm here." So I pray for you and for me. Kezza just keeps it quiet tonight. We don't want to hear any of that Taylor Swift nonsense tonight, Kezza. No one does. No one does. I
would love to hear that.
I mean, not worry. You are the only one on this planet, Z, that wants to hear that.
That's
mean, for
right.
Heavyweights, though, I mean, but for heavyweights, I mean, you look at the kind of picks that are there. I mean, what are you thinking? Both of these playstyles. I've never seen Pablo Grips fight once before. I've seen Kezza quite often. What do you make of the picks? Do you think it's going to be Aspinall and Jones? What do you think?
Man, I think it could be. I think we might see a Stipe pick, a Sergey Pavlovich, a Cyril Gane. There's a lot of picks that both of these men could go through. What I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a car crash. They are going to ram their heads into each other until one of them goes down. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous.
Sounds great. Sounds fight of the night worthy. I'm all here for it. We love a good bit of CTE. We do.
Yes,
I want to see Kezza walking out the octagon thinking that there's UFOs flying above his head when he's getting medically checked afterwards. So.
Yeah, he seems stuff. All right, Kezza. The mic has been turned off.
Ready for it.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it.
That's what you need. You need some personality sometimes. You know, you need someone like this. You need a Kezza in your life. You do.
No, absolutely. I agree. But here we go. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane, and Pablo Grips is a pressure fighter. He puts the pressure on. He does not back down unless he's losing. But then he barely backs down even then. I mean, these two already meeting in the center of the octagon, feeling each other out a little. Kezza with the three-piece combination. What do you make of this matchup here, Gane and Aspinall?
It's one that I've seen quite often. On our side of things, of course, like I said, the heavyweiht's more for the kind of amateur guys, but Tom Aspinall has the highest win rate of heavyweight titles in VFL, so always a popular pick amongst people.
Not Jones.
No, not Jones. Jones is actually more popular for us in light heavyweight than heavyweight. Most recently, we had an American guy called Yazan use Jones, but again, Aspinall has everything, so who can really blame it? He's got those subs, that jiu-jitsu in his back pocket as well. Cyril Gane, again, a great kickboxer as well. I think someone that's nice and long to really use. I think a lot of people liked the Gane pick as a counter to Jones when we've seen it in our kind of side of the pond again in VFL, but again, two solid picks, two well-rounded picks, and if you're telling me that Pablo is going to be a pressure boxer, I think he's made a wonderful pick here tonight. Maybe the Stipe pick could have been slightly better, but maybe he's just he's keeping Gane there in case this one does go to the ground.
That's what I was thinking.
Ground, maybe not going to be the greatest.
Well, Stipe's got the wrestling, but you got to think that maybe Pablo wanting to use that new submission game if it goes to the ground, right?
Yeah.
You know, Gane has some good submission defense, some great submission offense. He's got, like 3 submissions in the... Oh my goodness, we've got a pool party. Kezza acknowledging it.
I sit here and I look at this stuff and I just go, wow, I wish I had the reactions to do half of this stuff, man. But there you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not kidding, man.
That's why I'm watching and not fighting. See?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I don't want to be in there with these two right now. They are throwing hands. They are throwing fucking haymakers. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, listen, I think so far Kezza taking a bit more of a kind of defensive approach, just trying to kind of block up a little bit more, maybe make a couple of reads as to what's going to come forward. But I think he needs to get on the front foot a little bit. The first fight where we've not seen a cut open up early in this first round, so maybe an indication that we've got a bit more of a longer fight coming our way. But as I say that,
the backstep overhand. Kezza throwing 3 hooks, not able to get the drop. I did like that one, Kezza. He's talking to me. But oh my goodness, that was really fantastic. He read that perfectly, got the overhand. But now Pablo Grips stepping in with elbows.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The sharp elbows of Cyril Gane always dangerous. And again, I don't think, even though he's been rocked in that first round, I don't think Pablo's got too much to be upset about Z, because look at that stamina differential. That's going to play a big part in the later rounds.
Absolutely. Well, he's working the body, right? He's throwing to the leg, he's throwing to the body, he's throwing to the head. He is really mixing it up. But you got to think that first round going to go to Kezza.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, I'm rooting for Kezza. I am. He's our little scouse goat over here. So you got to hope maybe. Again, the experience in VFL and in recent months has helped. Of course, won one of our BMF tournaments, which again had that kind of cash prize attached to it. So he's a guy that's used to winning money in UFC 5 already. So he's got that kind of weathered experience there. But again, Pablo Grips not looking bad whatsoever, man. A really, really decent fighter. Loving the way that he just continues to step into the pocket, but also just makes the most of his shot execution. This is a guy that's accurate, Z, is what I'm noticing.
Yes, he is. You know, he is really not wasting any shots as he lands a nice leg kick into a straight there, as well as an uppercut, and they're both cut. Yeah,
both split open early into round 2, and then Pablo a little bit more worse for wear, but again, just looks so calm. So whenever I'm kind of fight,
very nice head kick into straight, and the uppercut. Kezza down, now trying to recover from the guard. Pablo kicking the leg, and oh my goodness, Kezza on the back foot now. And that's the power of Cyril Gane.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can see that little mini counter punch as well. The counter uppercut was worked brilliantly, but head health is still a concern for Pablo. So he's got to kind of, like I said, just keep being brave, but not be too stupid.
No, he ducks into the uppercut. This could be it right here. Pablo Grips not jumping in the guard either, Gringo. He wants the KO on the feet as Kezza shoots the first takedown.
Like I said, like we said at the beginning of the fight as well. Oh, hang on a minute.
The uppercut into overhand, and this is a back and forth brawl, Gringo.
Oh yeah, we said fight in the night potential. We're definitely seeing it here.
Oh man,
no doubt about it.
These two throwing absolute leather.
Not really too surprising they didn't jump in the guard though, because again, you never know with Kezza, and Tom Aspinall doesn't want to get maybe stuck in that guard and then have Kezza flip him into side control or whatnot. So maybe the smart thing, especially if he feels like he's winning the fight on the stand up. So can't really blame him too much.
You know, you get that drop, you're confident. You're like, I can hurt him, I can do damage.
I don't care, leave me alone.
I'm loving Kezza's commentary here on the microphone. The slip hook coming out now. Maybe a bit of desperation, but the straight comes out. Forward piece barely slipped by Pablo Grips, and Kezza is running out of steam, running out of stamina, but just a little left here. Let's see what he can do with what he's got left, Gringo.
100%. Oh my goodness me! As he comes forward again, Z. Wonderful, wonderful uppercut there, and the scouse Kevin Holland is not looking to back down here tonight. He really isn't.
No, he is not. And these two are coming to fight. Kezza making a bit of a comeback late in this round, but it was Pablo Grips earlier who got the 2 drops, but it doesn't even seem like it because Kezza's going all out. You know what?
I feel like Kezza is maybe a little bit kind of, he knows that he's on the clock here because that stamina is only going to get worse and worse in round 3. It looks like he's maybe trying to rush it a little bit. I don't know if you would agree with me or not, Z, but
absolutely, I would
trying
agree.
To force it.
But I mean, so far it's working. He's just got to be careful not to get countered. 2 elbows on the bell from Pablo Grips. Could be 1-1 going into the third.
Yeah, I would say that you would not be alone in thinking 1-1. That cut is absolutely brutal, though, on Kezza. He's got to be careful because I think now when you're Pablo and you're looking at that, kind of work the jab a little bit, kind of get that cut nice and open. It's always the worst feeling, Z, to come into one of these great tournaments, sponsored, money on the line, and then you end up getting stopped by the doctor. I feel that's like the kind of moment that you flip the table, you put the fist through the television, and you go, damn, this is not a good situation I'm in here.
Yeah, you throw the TV off the balcony, but Pablo grips here, putting some damage on Kezza. He gets a rock. Kezza trying to slip, but he goes down again, and Pablo grips still not jumping.
Oh my God, the pulls are absolutely gnarly, man. They really are, and you can just see the continued pressure.
Oh, here he goes, but Pablo grips walked into a shot, and that's it! That's it! Kezza lands the overhand and puts Surreal God out cold. Oh man.
Yeah, we call him the Scouse Kevin Holland for a reason, man. He likes to talk, and he backs up that talk. He does wonderful resilience again. Like I said, any normal human being, Z, would kind of melt under that pressure mounted by Pablo grips. Super pressure, super dominant boxing as well throughout large portions of the fight. But Kezza, like I said, he's war hardened. He's a veteran. He's not going to be able to be put out there quite easily, and he gets the job done there. Into the next round he goes. Wonderful performance. And again, we had a performance of the night. We've got a fight of the night right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fight of the night so far, and we're just in round one. But Kezza is going to be moving on to fight Deninho, who took out Dirty Dave in the first round of the bracket. These have been some wild results, but now we are going to move on. We're getting this thing rolling. I believe we are going on to Easy Work versus Jakey B. Two camp members actually going at it here. What do you make of this one? I believe both of these men have fought in VFL at some point.
So Jakey, of course, is in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the greatest, a trailblazer in terms of how he's really kind of exploded the league, in terms of people wanting to better themselves. So many people were watching Jakey B in UFC 4 from the kind of amateur level here in VFL and going, I want to box like that guy. And he's got this incredible history, this incredible legacy. Would love to see him kind of go all the way tonight. But Easy Work, Z, is probably one of the most crazy fighters that you'll find on UFC 5 so far. The last two VFL fights he's had, he's been on the verge of losing to Ali ADP. Listen, he came back from that one and looked phenomenal with his boxing. Again, similar to what you just saw with Kezza there, he's going to take some shots, but his evasiveness, but also his kind of accuracy in landing those heavy shots could be the difference maker here. I love Jakey B, but I think for tonight, I'm going to go with Easy Work GG to get this one. But again, I'm rooting for both of them. I've got a half and half jersey on for both of these guys.
No, me too. I mean, both of these men, my camp members, amazing people. And I'm interested to see they are hovering the Pantoja and Moreno picks here. That would be an interesting matchup. I don't know that I see too much Pantoja being used. What do you think about that pick?
Seen a couple of Pantojas in VFL. I've liked him, but I still feel like Moreno is the dominant pick. I think when you add the fact that Moreno just feels more hovering over Tim Elliott. Hang on a minute.
No
hang
way.
On a minute. If you went Tim Elliott.
No way. Oh, hold on a minute.
Hold
Tim
on a
Elliott
minute.
versus like Husier Formiga, like. Oh, Tim Elliott mirror match? What are they doing?
Oh, my word.
Come on, guys.
Random. Wow. We're
oh, fate, really?
We're leaving it to fate.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, my word. Mighty Mouse.
I don't know about that.
And is that Benavidez?
It's Mighty Mouse and Benavidez. What a matchup.
Whoa.
Both of these men getting a little lucky here.
Yeah, my stocks, though, have gone to Jakey B with Mighty Mouse. He's, I think he'll be absolutely delighted with that pick. Certainly the speed, everything with Mighty Mouse is going to be just flowing, man. It really will.
Yeah, but you got to think also the power of Joseph Benavidez may be the equalizing factor here. He's got absolute hands. I mean, you land some hooks, some uppercuts with Joey B, you can be in you know, some real good shape. But Jakey coming out early, landing big shots on Easy Work, taking down that head health.
Absolutely. I think this is the thing, like you said, it's going to be power against speed in this one. And I think Jakey B will be able to land more and more and more. He'll land volume, but it's going to be the quality of that volume in terms of the power and the kind of effectiveness of those shots. And I think, again, with easy work, he's gained so much confidence in the last 2 or 3 weeks, especially a guy that will just walk you down and almost like sort of that Pablo Grips type level of kind of confidence to walk you down and just kind of pressure box. So
yeah,
he's not
but
going to be too
right
afraid
now,
of Jakey
I mean,
here, I don't think.
he might want to be, because Jakey is piecing him up here. Nice front kick from easy work, but seems to be letting out the stamina at inopportune moments. And we're seeing that Jakey lets all of his stamina recover before he throws. Nice head kick, but easy work not able to capitalize. Both of these men landing big shots here.
There you go. I think this one as well, Jakey will want to just remind easy work exactly who one of the best strikers in Europe in UFC 4 was, and maybe coming back into the to his own kind of groove again in UFC 5. It's been a slow start in some aspects for Jakey this title, but again, you never ever doubt one of the greatest to ever do it, and he's looking phenomenal tonight. Again, 2 very, very fine opponents, fine skilled opponents, and whoa, easy work.
There we go. Slip hook from easy work. That's the power equalizer,
man. It's gonna be some difficult work to get me out of there tonight, Jakey. That's what he'll be whispering in his ear. But
I love it.
Wow, the cut there for Jakey as well is going to be a factor. Again, another early cut in round number 1. Ooh.
Yeah, but, you know, easy work still got to be careful. Jakey hasn't gotten a rock, but he's whittling down that head health, right? He's doing a very good job of just bringing it down ever so slightly, and that may prove to be an issue for easy work later down the line if we get into round 2, round 3, late into these rounds. Easy work, though, doing some great short-term damage here.
1000%. And I think when you look at Jakey, he'll be aware of the cut, he will, but again, this is a guy that is just, he's so robotic with his striking in terms of just kind of targeting either certain combos or knowing when that block is that. He's almost got this sixth sense when it comes to the block, when it comes to the head health. He'll know when to really up the ante, you see, and I think that's the difference maker as well in this fight.
He does, and, you know, when he thinks it's time to go, he's going to chuck out, you know, that 1-2 head kick, lead hook straight head kick, whatever we see. But a great first round from these two. Who do you give that one to?
I'm still going to go for Jakey. I think it was a good stun and a good rock by Easy Work. But I think, again, even though it's a Jakey round, I think Easy Work is still in this one. Like you said, the power of Benavidez is also making Jakey a little bit kind of skeptical, maybe a little bit, you know, a little bit complacency creeping in there, especially from Jakey as well, maybe. But you never know. But I think so far, Jakey's executing well. The head health for Jakey, though, is starting to plummet, Z. And
it is.
That's going to be a concern.
Well, it's that power of Joseph Benavidez, right? Jakey really got to be defensively responsible now. He, I think, has been a little too comfortable trading in the pocket with Easy Work, and he's still throwing, but he's getting clipped here.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of maybe Jakey looking to maybe take this to the ground. Again, Jakey. Oh,
another, the same counter from Easy Work. But yeah, great defense. Look at that, just getting under every shot here. And, but now Jakey.
Ooh.
Oh, we just got it. Sorry, I'm a little behind you, but the front kick.
It's okay.
And the elbows. Oh, and he hits him with the straight. Easy Work now down to the cage. No takedown for Jakey.
Yeah, I feel like there's maybe some sort of agreement here where they're not going to wrestle. They're just going to stand up and they're just going to brawl it out here. But, I mean, holy hell, what a fight this has been so far for 2 rounds. And I think Jakey is, well, going into the pocket. Comes out clipped from an elbow, though. But, again, these two are playing with fire here, Z. Both of them are on a fine line here.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I mean,
goodness me.
Just one good strike. Oh, the fake takedown into the 3-piece. And now Jakey just barely surviving. Once again, the flying knee and the jab sits him down. This could be it. And Easy Work on death's door, and that's it. That is it. Jakey B gets the knockout against Easy Work. What a fight.
Yeah. No, what a fight again. You want to talk about contenders for fight of the night. They keep on racking through another absolute brawl between 2 campmates. And again, that could have been anyone's, Z. It's difficult to say, well, this guy was better, that guy was better. They were both very well phased and versed there. So Jakey B, a winner tonight. And that will only raise his confidence more and more. The comeback Jakey B after maybe a difficult October and a difficult November in terms of maybe some fights in VFL, but he is looking absolutely sharp as ever in the competitive aspect of things. So congratulations to him and commiserations to Easy Work. A great fight nonetheless, though.
Absolutely, and Jakey B going to be moving on to fight the killer Fatinator. That's a hell of a matchup right there.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see waiting for you in the next round, though. Your Jakey B, that Fatinator performance, man, that's not what you want to see. But, well, he's gonna have to swallow it and know this is a tough tournament. You're only gonna fight some of the very best, but he'll be up for it. Jakey has that competitive dog in him, no doubt. So excited to see what he can do in that one.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what he can do. Just a great fight there, and he's going to be moving on. He's going to be fighting Fatinator. That's going to be a great matchup. But for now, I believe our next matchup should be ready very shortly. But for now, if you guys want to take a look at the bracket, these have been the results so far. Sorry, I'm dealing with a replacement issue here, but the next fight, I believe, is going to be Winter and Caliber. That's
okay.
All right, here we are.
Never seen Caliber fight before. Talk to me about Caliber. What should we be expecting from Caliber?
Yeah, Caliber, very technical. He's a striker, right? And he actually competed against Fatinator twice for the ESFL Championship. He's a very, very talented player. And, you know, I'm very excited to see him compete. Now, these two are going to be competing at featherweight. We have not seen featherweight yet in this tournament. Very excited to see that happen. And we're going to be getting this show on the road. Now, you have seen Winter compete, but, you know, Caliber, fantastic player. Winter, fantastic player. I think this is actually possibly a very, very even matchup.
Yeah, no, and again, it's another one of those where you kind of maybe look at Winter and you say, well, this guy, same kind of situation as Kezza. He's been in those VFL, BMF Grand Prix this last couple of months. Won big twice. I think once as the winner, once as the runner-up. He's pocketed something close to something like $500 combined in prizes from those sponsored BMFs our side. So again, a guy that loves the competitive kind of taste of these kind of fights, these money fights, and he's gonna be up against someone difficult today. You're telling me Caliber is that kind of ESFL champion level player?
Yeah.
Winter is gonna need to be at the top of his game. Volkanovski against Legacy McGregor, though. Z, I mean, what do you make of the Legacy McGregor pick? Some people that I've talked to, they're kind of 50-50 in the camp of who they like more, Legacy McGregor or Holloway, and it's maybe a difficult one to pick between, or is it an easy one to pick between for you?
Man, I don't know. I mean, personally, I'm going with Connor every time. Connor is so powerful in this game. You know, Alexander Volkanovski is no joke. He really is, and especially if Caliber decides to take it to the ground. He is very well-rounded. He is championship material, even at the highest level of the game.
Well, we're about to see it. No doubt about it.
Yep, there it is. Winter immediately going to sprawl, but...
Yeah.
Whoa, what's going on there?
This is going to be an interesting fact because I've not seen Winter on the ground in VFL for long periods of the fight this game so far. So this is a bit of a fact-finding mission for me to see how he maybe does against the wrestler. But again, pushes him off, gets off, right back to the feet we go.
Great job from Winter, but now we're going to see possibly the strategy from Caliber may just be to work that stamina, right? He's already leading with a slight stamina advantage. If he keeps working the body, keeps taking him down, we could see a long night for Winter here as he's throwing a lot of combinations out that aren't necessarily landing, Gringo.
Yeah, he's not looking the most accurate right now. Maybe that's... Again, maybe Winter will point to the ping, but again, how much? I don't think you can really blame ping at this point. I think guys like Winter, they have that FIFA background as well, where this ping will feel like an absolute dream compared to EAFC. So it's not an excuse, and I think maybe Caliber just working that kind of that distance management of Volkanovski beautifully. I think, again, Winter needs to make use more of McGregor's his length, his long limbs, effectively. Try and work maybe some of those leg kicks in. Even though Kit Connor isn't a kickboxer by trade, you know, just really kind of disrupt the flow of Caliber and, again, damage those legs. Who knows? Maybe you stop them, make those takedowns a little bit harder. to land in those later rounds. But
Yeah.
so far, very impressive is Caliber.
Well, I'd love to see Winter use a little more of that real-life Conor McGregor strategy, right? Press him back with the distance, use the kicks, the feints, then get him to overextend and then counter, right? We're seeing Caliber does throw a lot. He can throw himself out of position on occasion, but right now, Winter is the one leading, right? He's trying to lead the dance, and he just can't land on Caliber. I would like to see him start going second, bait some strikes out, get Caliber to throw, and then punish him for throwing. Oh, but a step back counter from Caliber, land to Rock and a knockdown. That's going to do some serious damage to Winter, who's now up against the fence here, getting kneed and taken down.
Only real kind of positive in this whole thing is that Winter can look at the clock and say 12 seconds left, not going to be too much of a devastating action or sequence, but Caliber laid his cards on the table in that round, Z. He's saying, I'm coming for all the money tonight. Looking, again, phenomenal in everything. His striking, his shot execution, and the takedowns, everything's looking superb right now for him.
He looks fantastic, man, and he is proving himself once again to be one of the best players in this game without a question.
Absolutely. I think with Volk, again, incredible kind of power and pressure you can kind of obtain with Volkanovski, but against someone like McGregor, you've got to kind of really put that hammer down to the nail, and you've really got to kind of make your mark. And as soon as you see maybe that cut open, like you said, you wanted to see from Conor. I think when he gets that block down, I want to see Caliber just march towards him, no fear. Maybe that's a little bit dangerous because of the high level of Winter, but again, it's I think you've got to kind of take that risk, but shoots the takedown.
Yeah, and he just gets it
nice and easy from Caliber.
Well, and I want to point out once again, look at that stamina differential, right? Caliber came out with almost full stamina in round 2. Winter at maybe like 70%. That's only going to whittle down. It's only round 2. If we get to round 3, especially like the latter half of round 3, I mean, this could pose some serious issues for Winter, who is even getting tagged with, you know, this amount of stamina. If he starts gassing, this could be a long, long night for him. He needs to do something now, Gringo.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does. I think, again, the nose now taking a slight bit of damage, and a big elbow comes in from Winter, though, and now, of course, that cuts open Caliber slightly. And, again, this is the thing with Conor McGregor. We've seen it so many times our side as well with VFL, is we've seen Conors be almost, I don't want to say the word dominated. It doesn't feel like a domination as of yet, but we've seen Conors be controlled by Volkanovski in these featherweight bouts before.
Right.
But Conor can make things change in a dime because of that left hand Z. He really can. So maybe for Caliber, does he maybe become too overconfident? Does he become too complacent? Does that...
He's down! Holy shit! He is down and out, and that's it. Flat lined.
I try to hold the finishes in because I'm like 2 or 3 seconds ahead of you. I couldn't hold that one in. That one
my God.
Brutal. That one was rambunctious. It was.
Caliber with just an incredibly dominant performance over a tough competitor in Winter.
Yeah, no, dude. Again, similar, but maybe just if we gave Fadinator a 10 out of 10 for his performance, that right there is easily again a 9 or even a 9.5 for Caliber.
Absolutely.
Very impressive with how he worked Volkanovski there.
Yep. And Caliber is going to be fighting the winner of this next fight. We're jumping right into it. Now, I believe we've used every weight except one, and I know these two aren't going to be happy about it, but I think you know where we're going. We are going off to light heavyweight.
Oh, brother, we love it. Give me some Paul Craig. Get me something.
Yeah.
Give me
All right. Well, we're going to get these two ready. I'm going to be right back if you can hold down the fort for just a second.
Yeah,
I need to get a drink of water.
Of course. Absolutely. So, for those watching Deco Hebden, our side of the pond, the UK side of the pond, VFL, the leg lock king, this guy, Scottish born and bred, master of submissions. You're going to be looking at Deco to get this to the ground, or at least I would assume get this to the ground and see what he can kind of lock up with submissions. It would intrigue me more so if Deco is going to go for a stand-up guy, and he's going for Alex Pereira. Oh, Deco and Blake Tyler going to go for maybe a bit of a stand-up war, because I don't think you're going to be seeing Deco shoot takedowns and controlled fights on the ground with Poatan. But Okay, listen, this is a new version of Deco that I'm gonna get to see with you guys for the first time. Deco, of course, in black and gold with Poetan, and Blake Tyler, heavily respected, heavily rated in this kind of competitive space with Jones in those black and silver. But it's just, oh, knocks him already. I may be 2 seconds ahead of you, but Deco Hebden is in deep trouble here already. A big knee from Jones. And greatest of all time, John Jones takes him down.
I'm back. Oh my goodness. What am I looking at?
Yeah, you have missed John Jones, aka Blake Tyler, uppercut Deco Hebden, i.e. Poetan's chin into orbit, dropping him.
Oh my god.
Here we are. You just missed. I was saying, dude, with Deco Hebden, more so our side, known as a bit of a jiu-jitsu artist, a grappler.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went Pereira.
Fighter today. I'm the exact same. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I mean, how is Blake Tyler's grappling? Is that maybe a reason? Does he thought, Blake's a little bit too good on the floor to match? Yeah, maybe that's why. Then maybe a little bit not so confident in himself compared to Blake's grappling. But
maybe,
yeah, it's
but
a strong
I mean,
start from Blake.
You know, you're dealing with now when you're fighting his John Jones, you're dealing with someone who can strike and grapple. Best of both worlds. This is perhaps a nightmare scenario for Deco here.
No, 100%. I mean, especially with that uppercut in the first kind of opening sequence of the fight as well. Already not the place where you want to be with Pereira as well in this grounded position. It's just going to take one lapse of concentration from someone like Deco, and Jones will have a dominant position, whether it be back mount, whether it be top mount, and then from there, you really, really are in no man's land with Poetan. You really are. With GA's being worked it consistently. And I think...
Yeah, I mean, he's just grinding him out.
Yeah, and Blake going into side control. That is home base for so many people this year as well. Deco, though, managing to get out of that going into sprawl. Really nicely done there by the Scotsman.
Yeah, it's very nicely done. And, you know, Deco is surviving here. He's not taking damage, but what's happening is he's losing time, right? He is losing time. It's a 3-round fight. He's losing time. He's losing stamina. He's losing health. This is not good for Deco. He needs to do something here to get out of this position. He's using the side control, or the sprawl undeniable fakes, and that's fine to avoid the damage, but what happens when we get back up to the feet, or even if it gets denied, barely denies the backside, but you've got 50 seconds left. Ref finally stands him up, but I don't know how much Deco can do left in this round.
Yeah, no, agreed completely. And I think, again, if you are in Deco Hebden's shoes, you got to make the most of this last 40 seconds. We know this is going to be a Blake Tyler opening round. It's a 10-9 Blake, of course, because of that uppercut, but also because of the control on the ground. But again, it just feels like Deco is, I don't know, it doesn't look overly comfortable with Pereira. I mean, I know a lot of these guys won't look overly comfortable in general because of the weight class, but I mean, would you agree with that, Z? Does Deco look a little bit out of sorts here for you?
I think he does. I mean, I don't know how often Deco uses Alex Pereira, right? Like, I don't know if that's something that he does very often. You know, how often he fights a John Jones, especially when as good as Blake Tyler's John Jones. That could have even been a 10-8 for him. Knockdown, 3.5 minutes of control. I mean, that's tough for him. And
yeah, no, totally.
Blake trolling a little with funny. Maybe telling Deco to look up some tutorials, but coming out with full stamina. And now Deco, the one shooting the takedown and getting it on Blake Tyler.
Oh.
Which, look at that.
You may have heard or saw Blake Tyler's little taunt there with the instruction manual, but this will.
Yeah, he says you're going to be the one who's going to need the instruction manual.
Mm-hmm.
Blake does a nice job, rolled to backside and then into half guard here. Now Deco, let's see what he can do. Now these two are on very low ping. I believe it was like 30, 40 MS. So these two are going to be able to deny each other all over the place, as we see here. Now Blake Tyler building the grapple advantage, probably looking to flip Deco, but no, just gets into full guard. Great fakes from Deco.
Yeah, you can see as well.
But denied.
The fakes, he's boogieing, and then of course the flip from Blake Tyler now in dominant position again. And again, maybe Blake Tyler wanted to send a message to Deco here tonight about who is the true king of grappling here, because he is wanting this fight on the ground. He is, even though we got that knockdown in the opening kind of sequence with that monstrous uppercut, but again, wanting to maybe beat Deco at his own game, more bragging rights, isn't there? So
well, and as well as that, it's just everybody knows Blake Tyler as a striker, right? Like, we know, damn, that guy's a good striker. Like, damn. But then he gets you to the ground and he does this to you. Now he's holding Deco in side control. Deco, one of the best grapplers in this game, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers. And I mean, look what Blake is doing to him. Now, yes, some of it, of course, is the matchup. Alex Pereira isn't exactly equipped to fight Jones on the ground, but I mean, that's a tactical thing. If you see someone pick John Jones, it's your responsibility, if you go Alex Pereira, to not get done like this. Because this is exactly what John
100%.
Jones would try to do to Pereira if they fought in real life. And now, you know, we're seeing Deco with a really nasty cut. If this stands up, this could potentially be stopped by the doctor.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is the closest we've come to a doctor's stoppage tonight. That cut is brutal at the minute, and
It's bad.
as you can see there, Blake Tyler recognizing that, and then
Yes,
getting
he
right
is.
back up to the feet and saying, "Okay, let's try and split that open."
Yeah, and Deco now whiffing on the big shots, the setup, head kicks, throws an oblique, but he's got to do something here because otherwise Blake is going to be tearing away at that head health, at that cut. Oh, the fake question mark into flying knee. Very creative, but nothing doing. Oh, man, and the left hook sits him down. Up kick keeps him in it. But I don't know how much longer he can go. The uppercut. This is bad, Gringo.
I'm wincing every time he gets a significant strike on him. I'm wincing, thinking, "Oh, is this going to be the one that finally makes the doctor step in?" I don't know, man, but so he's really taking it to him right now, Blake. And again, a good show of everything from the grappling to the stand up to the pace of the fight being controlled. It just seems like Blake Tyler so far tonight looking relaxed, calm, and very much in a flow state. He is just going with it right now, and that is another round to Blake Tyler. You can't argue that. 2-0 for me, Z.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? It's really tough to fight somebody like this, to try to make a comeback against somebody like this. You know, even just to beat them, that's tough. Blake Tyler using John Jones, like, holy shit. And then, you know, you got someone like this, but, oh my lord. This is an uphill battle for Deco. Once again, double leg bailing, but not able to get the takedown this time. Would like to remind you all that this tournament is sponsored. Thank you very much to Nadotwins. Check out his YouTube in the description. And, you know, this is... Oh, let me change the title. It is now a $250 tournament. Thanks to him for donating another $100. And as well as that, if anybody wants to donate to the pot, everything goes to the competitors. I don't make a cent. Gringo doesn't make a cent. We're here for the love of the community. You know, we just love it. And, you know, thank you for joining me as well. But this could be it for Blake Tyler, who's fighting for that grand prize.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just... It's almost a case of... if, well, no, so when, not if, because right now Blake Tyler is just absolutely going ham sandwiches on Deco Hebden. He really is, as he pushes on and works that almost that go gadget extendo
nice
arm jab
hook
from John Jones, and you can see it's going to take more than a slip hook though. It's just the damage, the stamina, everything is just so with it. I think if Deco Hebden gets the result here, I'll donate $100 to the pot because I'm that kind of convinced here. Another one that comes right
just
down
the jab
center
sticks him
onto Deco.
The hooks and the uppercuts. Blake Tyler jumping on him, taking no risks, and he's gonna put him out of there. Dominance from Blake Tyler.
Yeah, no, 100%. And again, you have to kind of wonder what happened with the thinking, the plan there, Z, because again, Alex Pereira just does not strike me as a Deco Hebden pick. You really, I mean, of course, like you said, the weight class is not ideal for light heavyweight, but holy hell, you'd have to think that was going to be someone. Again, it wouldn't even surprise me if you went in there with Paul Craig. It would fit him and fit his kind of style more, but just not at the races tonight, Deco Hebden.
No, he was not. But we are going to move on because Blake Tyler is moving on to fight Caliber. That'll be a great fight. But we're moving on to the final match of the first round. We have a late replacement. It was God Ate My Pig. It is now perhaps the youngest competitor in this tournament, I think, JC21, who is stepping in on short notice to fight Drizz. That's a hell of a matchup. These two are going to be fighting at bantamweight.
Okay, talk to me about this JC21 kid. Then there's another one I've never seen fight before. So what do we got here?
Yeah, well, so JC, he came up in UFC 4, right? I believe he was 13 years old when he won the ESFL belt. He was the youngest ever champion. He has been a top competitor ever since.
Hurts, bro. Yeah. 13.
He was
Jesus
13.
Christ.
Yeah, I believe he's like 15,
Jesus.
16 now. But yeah, he is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
You know,
God Almighty.
Yeah, it's insane, and he is just an incredible talent, incredible striker, so creative. You know, he's got that energy, that young energy, and man, I'm so excited to see what he does.
Yeah, well, it's a Sugar Sean O'Malley matchup. Again, Drizz, I thought was, when of course, he had his comeuppance. Of course, Drizz, fun facts for you, before VFL kind of hit the UFC space, had never picked up a UFC game before, so he has become as good as what he is effectively the last 18 months. This guy is a monster on the FIFA pitch, the soccer pitch, one of the best wide midfielders, offensive players you can find on grass. And then he slipped on some gloves and then said, I'm one of the best strikers in Europe here as well. I think another guy that when you look at him and maybe he looks at JC, a very similar comeuppance because of the age factor. Again, Drizz, again, young in this kind of space as well, but JC even younger. It's going to be maybe a question of who's going to snort more G Fuel off their desk before the the
who's
fight
taking more
off,
Adderall, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's the USADA cups will be melted by the time we're done here. Absolutely, but no doubts.
Absolutely. Now both of these men throwing heat here.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, for Sugar Sean O'Malley being as kind of OP and as structured as what he is, I mean, I think Drizz know a lot about what he used to fight like when he was in VFL in terms of just his range. His range is so good with whatever fighter he uses. His ability to enter the pocket and exit the pocket with kind of optimum damage and minimal kind of repercussion is great. But Sugar Sean O'Malley against Sugar Sean O'Malley, it really is one of those fights again where you're talking about maybe one slight error, one slight slip. Where does JC? It's gonna be an interesting question. Where does JC lose this fight to Drizz? Where does he lose? Where does he lose it? How can he lose it?
Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of lag on the Twitch side. I don't know if you are as well, but oh, here we go.
I'm all good my side.
Yeah, no, I'm good. You know, it's interesting. I think right now we're seeing JC just getting tagged on the outside, right? JC is very much an inside. He's a pressure boxer. He doesn't do so well. He's maybe trying to take some shots, get in there, you know, that old Joe Frazier tactic, you know, take one to give one, take three to give one if you have to. But right now, Drizz is really, like you said, dealing with the range very well. He's you know, tagging him on the outside. JC now backing up to the fence, perhaps looking to play on the back foot, getting a little bit of success, but he's cut. He's struggling with the breathing. Nice slip hook there from him, but he's got to do some real damage because I think he's getting tagged by the range, right? It's the long punches of Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, no, 100%. And both of them cut, though. Both of them cut open, but I think Drizz so far, like you alluded to, he's just landing the cleaner of the strikes.
Yeah.
Again, it's such a difficult kind of matchup because when you go against a Sugar Sean, you have to be on guard, but you also have to be so brave because you know that you can end the fight within just one sequence, one kind of effective strike combination. And again, both of these two so well versed, both of them so similar in terms of maybe their comeuppance, and again, both of them tonight really giving a good performance. I think it's a difficult round to score, but I'm going to give that one to Drizz. I think he landed the cleaner strikes there. I don't know if you'd agree with this.
I would agree. I think he landed more. He landed on the head more. He was backing up. He was controlling the range, right? JC was pressuring, but that's not octagon control, right? He was the one dictating where the fight was. And the game, you know, obviously they don't have real judges looking at that, but it does score like, hey, who's landing more effective shots? It comes down to damage, right? That's what the game scores. And Drizz did more damage. He just did. Although now JC landing some good shots early in this round.
Yeah, totally. I think the thing that I'm concerned about, though, is look at JC's block. Look at his head helps.
Oh, man. JC's down.
Yeah, as Drizz now is absolutely storming the front lines here. JC, almost being educated in the art of pressure hit by Drizz Season, who continues
Yeah.
just
Oh, there it is.
mollywop
And JC lands Drizz lands a lead hook, and now JC down once again. Still in the fight, denies the takedown late, but JC needs to get some serious damage, and he needs it now.
Yeah, he does. That he is absolutely on death's door right now, and Drizz maybe whispering into his ear, saying, "Listen here, young sir, back to Pokemon and Nintendo Wii for you, because I'm advancing here tonight, no doubt." And
yeah, you're playing with the big
Drizz
boys, buddy.
Yeah, you're playing with the seniors here tonight, because, like I said, that head health, man, is absolutely
it's bad.
gone.
It's bad, and the cut too. You know, like you said, all it takes is
Jesus.
one, but oh my goodness, JC down once again, and again, this could be it.
Yeah, this
Ground and
is
pound coming
streaming,
out.
and this cut is streaming. This fight is going, but how much more longer? Because again, even if Drizz gets back up and just decides to make an example of JC here, he could just even end this fight from a doctor's stoppage just by jabbing and working that cut. But
he could, but he doesn't want to.
Blow. Oh,
and that's it.
God.
The straight lands on him, knocks him out clean. What a performance.
Yeah, man. That's, again, another one, just like Fadinator, just like Caliber earlier on. Again, just looking 10 out of 10 level of performance there from Drizz, and makes easy work for JC. But of course, I mean, it's never easy to come in at short notice against someone as good as Drizz. So you only can really put your hands together and commend JC for coming in and stepping in and saying, okay, I'll give it my best shot. But tonight, just outmatched, I would say.
Yeah, you know, you can't crap on him for that. You know, he tried his best, did a great job. He came in short notice, kind of saved my ass. So I'm not going to, you know, trash on him by any sense of the imagination, but just a fantastic performance for him. And and it's going to be tough to beat that.
It sets up four incredible quarterfinals, man. I mean, what is your pick of the round here? Kezza, Deninho, Nasim, Drizz, Fad, Jakey, or Caliber, Blake, Tyler? What one is your kind of fight to be excited for in this one? All of them great, but which one is your main one?
Yeah, I like Nasim and Drizz, man. That's what I like.
Same.
I like that fight. Yeah. I love that fight. And they're going to be
maybe Caliber, Blake, Tyler as well, because they both got that grappling advantage. You saw Blake looking like he's turning into a wrestler today. Maybe he'll try and grapple with Caliber. You never know.
Absolutely. You know, we'll see what happens. But
we will.
You know, we've got some dominant competitors. I think probably the men on the bottom side of the bracket, Fadinator, Blake, Tyler, perhaps the favorites going into this round to maybe win the whole thing. But they're going to have to fight each other if they both win. So only one of them will make it to the finals. They'll have a tough task ahead of them. I'm very excited for our first fight, which is going to be taking place at lightweight.
Okay.
So Kezza and Deninho at lightweight. What do you think about that matchup?
I think that one is probably one of the most interesting ones. I think Kezza and Deez know each other so well, but again, it's a question mark more so again on how much development does Deninho have, you know, over Kezza. I think again, both of them sparred together, trained together in UFC 4. They'll know each other well, but again, I think with everyone in this kind of tournament now, I think everyone knows each other well. Everyone knows what the strengths and weaknesses of each other are. So it's difficult to pick a winner. I think if you're putting a gun to my head, I'll probably go with Kezza, but it wouldn't surprise me if Deninho got the job done. I think if Kezza is going to get the job done here tonight, he's got to be a little bit more kind of controlling in this fight compared to his first round against Pablo, because that was a comeback victory against Pablo. It really was. Yeah, no, it was a tough matchup. Pablo fucking beating the shit out of him all over the place. Yeah. And then, you know, Kezza just came back. But now these two are in the lobby. We're going to get this fight rolling. Deninho versus Kezza, and we're seeing a 7-3 advantage for Deninho. Like you said, records aren't everything, but, yeah, I mean, they do mean something. They do mean something, because that's significant. Yeah, 70% win ratio against the guy that you're sitting across from, you know, trying to take his head off for $250 is always going to be a motivational boost. There's always going to be that peace of mind. But I think, again, Kezza will like to go into any fight that he's in comp or even casual and be feeling like he's the underdog, because then maybe people will make those mistakes. People get kind of a little bit kind of complacent because they see him and go, oh, well, you know, it's only Kezza, it's only this, it's only that, which is crazy to say because everyone in this tournament is so high level. But maybe he's relying on that, maybe he's banking on that. But again, 10 fights, D's will know what Kezza does well, Kezza will know what D's does well, and likewise in terms of their weaknesses as well. So interested to see what the picks are going to be here.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be very interesting. And Kezza telling Deninho in the Discord chat to make his pick. They're playing some mind games in the chat here.
Gonna be Dustin.
It could be Dustin. That would be very interesting. Yep. Deninho going with it. Dustin Poirier.
He swapped.
Connor. They're changing. Conor McGregor.
Oh my goodness. The mind games are out, Z. The mind games are
They're out in full force.
Well, he's I wonder what Kezza will be saying to himself there. I wonder if he expected that. I wonder if he maybe predicted a Conor to come. Who knows? But again, Conor v Conor. And again, two of the best Conors you'll find, but you're going to need to be absolutely top tier and concentrated tonight. We've seen Kezza already escape death in the opening round, have that kind of comeback victory against Pablo, but
absolutely,
maybe you could say because of that record, he's an underdog here. But I think he would love to start this fight in exactly this fashion. Holy smoke!
Very nice, Rock. I'm quite behind you, but let me catch up here.
Oh, you want to catch up quickly? Oh, catch up quickly!
Oh my God, he's on the ground! What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
All right, well, Kezza now got dropped early. Sorry, we missed that for you guys. But Kezza gets dropped. Not a good start for this man who is once again on the ropes after a tough first round against Pablo Grips. You know, can he make another comeback? How ridiculous would that be?
At that point, if he wins this fight, comeback victory again, you've got to start to think he's got some sort of juju behind him. He's got some sort of dark magic behind him, which is willing him to the final, because it would be something. It's been a good exchange though between the two. The knockdown happens because maybe Kezza overcommitted a little bit because he got that stun on Deninho, and then Deninho just kind of making the correct movement, the correct read, and saying, "All right, that's enough of that, Mr. Taylor Swift fan." And he knocked him down and tried to get the fight done with that ground and pound. But again, Kezza with that cut again, bright orange. It's not looking like it's a doctor stoppage yet, but that's deep damage inside the first round.
Yeah, it's not good. And Deninho rocks him again. Very nice head movement from Kezza. Oh, and he drops him. Now Kezza on the back foot gets an up kick there. Pull overhand from Kezza. That haymaker is landing quick, but now Deninho ducks into an uppercut. Both of these men on the ropes. Kezza gets a takedown. Now what is happening here?
Wow, it's another blockbuster fight, and just when you count Kezza out and you start to write his obituary, look what happens. He comes out, starts to get his flow going, starts to get his hands moving a little bit more, and he is looking absolutely world-class here. But again, so is Deninho. It is going to be a game of inches, I feel, in this one.
He is. And Gringo, I'm not sure. I think your mic might be crackling a little.
Oh, my fault. I'll turn this down.
Not sure if it's me, if it's you, but
how's this? Is this okay?
Seems fine.
Okay, well, we'll hope.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But man, what a first round between these two.
No, absolutely. I think oh my God.
Oh, the backstep counter.
I mean, who do you give that round to, man? Who do you give that one to? That is a back and forth one.
It's tough. It's goodness. Yeah, it's really tough here. I don't know who you give that to. I don't know what you're supposed to do. But I mean, I give it to Deninho. I think he got some cleaner shots in there maybe. And Kezza now on the offensive once again. 1-2 head kick coming out from Kezza, but oh, the slip, and we've got a pull party. But no, Deninho says no pull party. He gets the rock here, drops Kezza, and now the up kick lands. This could be bad here, Gringo.
Oh, it's something again where Kezza.
Oh, there we go.
Every single fight that we've that we've experienced with Kezza. Oh my God, good heavens. Hang on a minute.
Woo! Oh my goodness, Deninho puts him out cold. Puts him out cold.
I was about to say, Z, both fights tonight that we've seen Kezza in, every single round, he starts slow and he grows into the round. That's been the kind of, I think, the downfall of him tonight as he heads out of the tournament. But what a fight again, just back and forth, incredible action between those two.
Absolutely. You know, you can't say anything bad about that. They both did a great job. But Deninho gonna move on, and he's in the semifinals. He's got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but look who he's looking over his shoulder at, man. The winner of Nasim and Drizz. It's it only gets worse. It only gets difficult and more difficult every single passing moment.
It does. You know, it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And you know, Nasim and Drizz, that's a hell of a matchup, man. We were talking about 100%. That one. I mean, good Lord. And yeah, we've got some amazing stuff ahead of you. And I can't wait for these guys to get into it. We are waiting on a stream right now, so I'm going to take the chance to update the title. But while we do that, while we are waiting on the next fight, everybody, please check out Gringo, VFL Gringo, I believe, on Twitter. Is that right?
Gringo_AFC, I think it is.
That's right. Gringo. Yes, Gringo AFC. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out the sponsor of today's tournament, Nadotwins. His link is in the description. Please subscribe to him. You know, he is sponsoring this entire thing. He is helping us out, so we very much appreciate him for that. We are very grateful for that happening. There is another tournament happening in just 2 weeks. I will be trying at least to hold tournaments at least once a month. I don't know if that's going to be happening because, you know, money. But, you know, if anybody's watching with deep pockets, if you will. No, if anybody's watching, they want to donate at least $100. That is kind of the amount we go for these tournaments. And if they want to do that, then they are free to. We would be happy to have you. And you can sponsor your very own tournament. So if you would like to do that, please let me know. Hit me up, YouTube, Discord, whatever. But we're jumping into this next fight. Nasim, Drizz, just trying to kill some time while that was happening. And they are going to be fighting at middleweight.
Interesting. I think the middleweight picks for Nasim and Drizz, these are guys, again, Z, that have come up together, know so much about each other. They saw each other when they were both at that kind of weak, low level. And now look at them. They're up there, you know, 1 or 2 fights away from potentially walking home with $250 in their pocket. I mean, you've seen so much of these two. Who do you like in this one between these two?
Man, I got to go with my teammate. I just got to be biased here for a second. You know, I think it's a great matchup. To be completely clear, I think it's a fantastic matchup. I think either of these guys can win. But I'm biased, you know. But I think this is a great matchup, too. Kickboxing Pereira versus Champion Adesanya. What do you make of that?
Whenever I see Alex, I love it because he's one of my favorite fighters in real life. But I just start to panic for the Powhatan fighter because of if this hits the ground, man, you're in such deep waters. It's crazy. And I mean, sure, these two know each other. They're boys. They're friends. But like when you throw $250 in the mix, man, you know, friendships, they fade away very quickly as you then shoot the takedown and look to dominate Pereira on the floor.
Yeah, so, you know, double leg bail. Oh, man, but that left hook of Pereira coming out early. And that's the thing, you know, the grappling, you can talk about the grappling, but the striking of kickboxing Pereira is even better than the striking of the UFC Pereira. He has higher stats, higher power, higher speed. I mean, Nasim is going to have to be so careful if he wants to make it out alive, even let alone win. Oh, and he lands the front kick there. Drizz pouring on the pressure early. This could be it. Right here, he's putting on the damage.
Wow. This is not the type of start to the round that Nasim would have wanted to see. And
absolutely
maybe
not.
That will, you see, right? This is the interesting part, Z. He's just attempted a judo toss. All right, maybe that there is going to make Nasim say, okay, all bets are off, and now start to maybe shoot takedowns and wrestle a little bit. See if he can take Pereira to the floor and what that ground and pound on him, because
Yeah.
like I said, that's looking like the only way he's going to get some sort of victory here. He's looking outmatched on the feet against Pereira here, is Nasim.
I mean, hell, I'd do it, you know?
Yeah, hey,
no
so
shade,
would I.
man.
If I had the reactions to deny like you, Z, you big robot, I would absolutely wrestle as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, money's on the line. All bets are off. You do whatever you can. Izzy shot a takedown in the real fight, so I want to hear nothing about spam or unrealistic. Shut the fuck up. No. But Nasim does not seem to have that mentality. He seems to be going do or die. I'm gonna knock you out or I'm gonna get knocked out. And I love to see it. It makes for more entertaining fights, right? But perhaps not victorious ones for Nasim. He's up against the fence here, and that left hook of Alex Pereira is landing over and over. It seems to be just a matter of time.
Yeah, especially with that.
Oh, there it is.
Absolutely broken, and there's the ground and pound.
Yeah, and that. And that's it.
Is over. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And dominant.
Yeah, the left hook
Didn't have that going
of Alex
only one
Pereira.
round. Did not have that going only one round.
No. Oh God. Music. Don't copyright strike me. Okay. No, I mean, that was dominant from Drizz's Poatan, Alex Pereira. Is it Pereira? I don't know. I think it's Pereira. But, I mean, wow. That wasn't even close. That wasn't even close.
It wasn't. And it sets up a tasty semi-final too, Z. Deninho and Drizz on that side of the bracket. That is nightmare-inducing stuff for both of those guys.
It is. And those two are going to be going. But for now, we're moving on directly to the next fight. Y'all know how we roll. We don't waste time, anything. We've got them in the lobby. It's Fatinator. It's Jakey B. I'm incredibly excited for this matchup. Really a clash of styles here, Gringo.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing, man. But it's also a case of, can Jakey be the fire extinguisher to Fatinator's fire? Because we saw how good Fad looked in that opening round against Bossman. I think it's going to take something special from Jakey here tonight to put Fatinator out. I mean, you've been around forever, Z. You've seen these two have so many fights in UFC 4. I mean, who usually got the better of one another in UFC 4 between these two?
Man, I don't know. I mean, the thing about Jakey, right, is he is the perpetual underdog, right? He is the guy that everybody's like, man, this guy ain't gonna fucking win. Come on. Like that. No. This man can win against anybody. But again, Fatinator is Fatinator, right? Like this man, top 5, top 10 player. If you really have to pick a favorite, it's gonna be him. It's gonna be him. It's gonna be Blake Tyler. Those are the two favorites. Jakey B's my camp member. He's my boy. I believe that he can pull it off. But if you're asking me on an odd sense, I mean, if I was a betting man, money's on Fatinator just for the odds, right? Just for the odds. But we're gonna see how it goes. They're at welterweight. They are fighting now. Leon Edwards, and Jakey B coming out in Orthodox. What do you think about that?
That is surprising, but I trust Jakey with his background, his kickboxing excellence to say, okay, if Orthodox is the way that he thinks he can get the victory, then maybe that's the way he gets the victory. Maybe that's probably not, but it could be a mind game in a sense where you come out. Oh my goodness me, already clipping Fatinator, but maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's trying to go out there and confuse Fatinator early. Maybe Fatinator will be looking at it and saying, Orthodox, really? Like, seriously? And maybe that's what's caused maybe the lapse of concentration that led to that beautiful pull elbow.
Yeah, it is, but now Fat back on it.
Right back into it.
He is.
Wow.
Fatinator right back on it, lands a beautiful 4-piece, now pressing the block of Jakey B, a ducking roundhouse. Now Jakey throwing back with the boxing combinations, duck elbow, but a little too far from range. And Fatinator now seems to be back into his wheelhouse after a bit of a scary moment right early in that round, Gringo.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about Jakey B's head health as well, though, man. Look how much that has been chopped down already. Yeah, and he's throwing out these flying knees, and they're just not landing. And I mean, look at the damage Fatinator's done, but a nice slip straight into head kick lands from Jakey B. Pull elbow lands as well. Fatinator pressing back with the boxing combination. Slip elbow from Fatinator. These two are going at it. Yeah, that is an absolute barrage of strikes that Jakey just isn't seemingly being able to kind of breathe and catch himself. And again, it's another one of those elbows. He is going to be furious. See, that is 2 elbows that he's just been inches, millimeters away from.
Well, it's that nerf, man. They nerfed them going from UFC 4 to UFC 5. You know, they made it so those elbows don't track you so much. You really got to be in the right range to land them now. And we saw he can. You know, he landed the pull elbow, got the rock early, but now both of these men really struggling to land those elbows that are coming out. Fadinator pressing him to the cage here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jakey as well recognizes that that block is starting to go. The head health has already left him. It's departed. And I think stamina as well, it's similar, but Fadinator has that advantage. And then you
and he tries to counter too early, ducks into the uppercut. Now Fadinator pressing with his single shots. Jakey staying alive, but for how long?
Yeah, the nose broken as well. That means the stamina is going to take even longer to recover. Jakey is swinging with the fences with this elbow, Z, but it's just not happening. He's knocked and dropped again.
Yeah, and dropped once again. This could be it. Gets him up against the cage. Gonna get top mount. Jakey with no head health. Fadinator lands 2 hooks and he's out in round 1. Dominance. Dominance once again.
Dominance. Yeah, I mean, Jakey gave him more to think about than his first opponent, but again, it's just difficult. Like you said, if you were a betting man, you had to put the mortgage on someone. It is looking like Fadinator tonight, man. He is looking like an uncontrollable beast in there tonight, and into the semifinals he goes, Z. And I feel like we're heading towards I want to say probably a Fadinator and Drizz finale. That's what I'm feeling. But again, I don't
it's very possible.
Caliber and Blake Tyler. I don't want to count Caliber and Blake Tyler because those are both incredible fighters as well. But again, it's that demoralizing thing. You know you've got to focus on Caliber. You know you've got to focus on Blake Tyler. But then you're looking ahead of you and you're seeing Fad in that level of form.
Yeah,
it is scary.
It's
you're gonna have
a
to be
scary
some
thing.
sort of super level performance tonight to stop Fadinator, it seems. But hey, all praise to Fad there. Incredible work against Jakey B.
Absolutely. And we are moving on directly to this next fight. Blake Tyler, Caliber. Now I'm trying to remember the weights we haven't done yet. In this round, I believe we have not done bantamweight. So that's what we're going to do for these ones. We've only seen bantamweight once. And that was between JC21 and Drizz, who is now in the semifinals. The winner of this fight, of course, going to be moving on to fight Fadinator. And that's a tough matchup. Caliber looking at the Petr Yan pick. I like it.
Yeah, I think when he lost Force of Nature, people said, well, you know, he's not going to be as usable in 5, but he's still looking a very, very good and clean option, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look, Petr Yan, still one of the best. So, you know, it's whatever we get here, it's going to be a hell of a fight. Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan for the semifinals. Here we go.
Here we go. I think there's a question for you, Z, as well. Assuming that they, again, eventually kind of put Figgy into bantamweight. You can see maybe Figgy being a good and consistent bantamweight pick amongst these top levels, or do you not see that in the future?
I think he could be, but not against O'Malley. That's the thing, right?
Yeah,
like,
true.
It's a matchup thing. You know, there are some fighters where I'm like, I wouldn't use them. But against O'Malley, I'd use them. You know, like Corey Sandhagen. I don't use Corey Sandhagen. Against an O'Malley, I would totally use Corey Sandhagen. But like against Yan, no. But against O'Malley, I wouldn't use Figgy. Against Yan, I would use Figgy. Right? It's all about finding those correct picks. And Caliber seems to think that he can pose problems to Blake Tyler's Sean O'Malley here with Petr Yan. We'll see if he's right.
Yeah, as well, the thing I'm noticing as well, you can see Caliber working a couple of those body shots sneakily in early on as well, try and kind of make Blake think about that kind of that switch up, that level change. And I mean, that's what you need to do. I think when you go against the Sugar Sean in UFC 5, Z, you have to kind of be a little bit kind of unpredictable. You've got to be a little bit kind of mystical, and that's what I think you're seeing here. I think even with the pick, I think when you pick Sugar Sean O'Malley, when Blake Tyler picked Sugar Sean, I think you're exactly right. I think he would have been expecting Caliber to answer with a Corey Sandhagen, so maybe a little bit of a confusion there as to why the Yan pick. But And he's working those body kicks well, man. He really is.
He is, and I like that lead calf kick. It's not doing much damage, but it's the hit reaction, right? He just wants to make it so Blake can't throw so that he can get in his timing instead of trying to fight inside Blake's. And he's just throwing him off a little. They're going pretty back and forth. Caliber catches the kick. Will he take him down? No. He does not. Very nice defense. To the back here.
Great defense.
And a great denial from Blake Tyler.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just
fantastic.
on those, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's about to say. I think when you know Caliber has that kind of background, like you emphasized earlier on, I think you have to be just prepared for any sort of any exchange towards the cage to just be ready for that kind of takedown.
Totally.
And that defense there was absolutely spot on.
Absolutely. Caliber can do it all. But as we saw earlier, so can Blake Tyler. I mean, I would love to see Blake grab him around the neck and toss him to the ground if he gets the chance, you know? Like, you never know what can happen in something like this. But for now, Blake seems content to be striking, and it's such a close first round. I don't even know who you give it to.
It's difficult, isn't it? But I think, again, no one cut, no one really damaged. I would personally, and this is just off me watching it, this is how I would react if I was watching an actual UFC fight, I would probably give it to Caliber.
I would agree.
It's razor thin. It's razor thin. I really liked the kind of way he's worked in those body strikes, and I really like the way as well he's kind of pushed on to Blake Tyler, regardless of that kind of that reach advantage. So that's what I'll go with. Yep,
I would agree with that. And I'd love to see the stats, but obviously these two not exactly focused on stats right now. They just care about the fight. And but Caliber doing a great job of mitigating a little bit of what we've seen from Blake Tyler. I would love to see Caliber and Fatinator run it because these two have history. So if you don't know, for those of you who don't know, Caliber beat Fatinator for the ESFL title in UFC 4. But then Caliber, that was overturned to a no contest because on examination of the footage, it was found out that Caliber did a mount bobblehead. And that was not allowed. So they ran it back. Caliber was winning, and then he ended up losing that fight. So these two are incredibly close. But right now, you know, Caliber may even be looking past Blake a little, like, hey, I want Fat, I want him back. But right now, he's got a tough task in front of him with Blake Tyler pressing on the offensive.
Absolutely. And I think, again, Blake Tyler and Fadinator, Drizz, and Deninho, there's so much history and so much kind of storyline that you could talk about. And all of those guys, you know, everyone's connected, everyone's kind of knowing of each other, and everyone's kind of history and past. So it's one of those. It's just a great kind of lineup we have going into these semifinals. And this is probably the biggest chess match that we've seen in this kind of round of quarterfinals so far, Z. They are both studying each other, analytically making reads and trying to find a way to just gain an entry point here.
I love it. I mean, this is high-level UFC 5 gameplay. It does not get better than this. And Caliber is showing himself to be an incredibly high-level, competitor here. Blake Tyler, right now, is probably the most successful competitive UFC 5 player. He's won a ton of tournaments already. You know, he's beat everybody there is to beat, and he is putting the pressure on Caliber now. But I can't keep my eyes away from this fight. They are both just doing an incredible job here. Although it does seem like Blake is starting to gain some momentum.
Yeah, so that cut opening as well on Caliber is only going to make him more confident of that fact. See the nose now going slightly.
Oh, and the rock.
This is all. Oh, yeah, and there it is. And this is exactly what Blake Tyler would have wanted to see. He wanted to get that first advantage, that first flag in the ground that will say to Caliber, hey, listen, there is a level difference here, and no doubt Blake is looking like he's about to put that flag right in the ground.
Yes, he is. And he is looking fantastic right now. Double hooks coming out from Blake Tyler. But even so, I mean, this could still be 1-1, and Caliber still striking back. And, if he gets this to the ground, round 3, who knows what can happen. But we are coming up on an electrifying final round to this match. It's a best of 1. This could be for all the marbles. Let's see what happens, because you got to give that round to Blake.
Yeah, you got to give that round to Blake. Caliber on the back foot for the majority of it. But again, there's a sign of light at the end of the tunnel there for Caliber, because he cuts Blake open just slightly. The cut is less worse than his, but the cut's definitely there. That's going to make Caliber kind of understand, okay, I can still do damage. I'm not completely out of this one like maybe my head is telling me, but he's going to need to have a perfect third and final round, because like you said, all the momentum, all the advantage right now is seemingly with Blake Tyler.
It is. I would love to see Caliber trying to shoot a takedown here because he is getting backed up to the fence. Blake seems to have made his reads. He's gotten more confident, more comfortable as the fight has gone on, but this has been his biggest challenge yet. Oh, and the hook rocks him now. Caliber in trouble.
Oh my word.
But he's firing.
Yeah, he is not being backed up. He refuses to be backed up by Blake Tyler anymore. I think he knows he's got to keep the central in the middle of the octagon. Even if he is rocked, he's kind of shaking it off, kind of understanding that he needs to kind of push in this round and going right back into Blake. And I think that's only going to benefit Blake.
Oh, there's the clinch and there's the takedown, but an up kick. An up kick, and Caliber's got to be so disappointed. He's like, I finally got him down. Ah, nothing doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, even if that takedown had landed, Z, I mean, maybe too little too late. Only one takedown landed in 3
with the rock!
rounds or 2.5 rounds. Oh!
Oh, and the rock back! He got too overzealous, and now Caliber is down. Up kick keeps him in it. Now both of these men have been hurt. They know they can hurt each other. 2.5 minutes left. Either of these men could clinch it and go on to fight Fatinator. What are you seeing here, Gringo?
I'm seeing concern for Caliber because of that cut, but also that rock as it comes in again.
This could be it. And that's it.
Finish. Blake Tyler gets it done, man. Wow. There you go.
Wow. What a fight. What a fight.
What a fight. Incredible fight. And again, man, you talk about juicy, story-rich semifinals. Fatinator and Blake Tyler is very much up there. You got 4 of the very best in those semifinals, man. If I'm not mistaken as well, all repping the United Kingdom. So it's an all-British Final Four
I think
there.
you may be right.
Viva la EU. There you go. Viva la Europe.
Viva la Europe. Yeah, that's right. But we are going to be moving on to the semifinals. Now, the semifinals are still best of 1s, but the finals are a best of 3. That was a fantastic fight, and we are going to be moving on here shortly to as soon as I get a stream link from one of these two.
Well, while we wait for that, Z, I mean, Deninho, Drizz, Fad, Blake Tyler. Again, Deninho, Drizz, similarly, again, to Nasim, Drizz. These two have seen each other develop incredibly well. And, of course, Blake Tyler, the sensei, you could say, to those two. So you've got a storybook kind of ending there if it is to be Blake Tyler that gets past Fatinator. Fatinator, of course, knows all 3 guys as well. But Deninho and Drizz, both of these guys, again, coming up out of nowhere, around kind of the middle of UFC 4 about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, out of completely nowhere. I mean, what have you made of just such a strong and sudden appearance of 2 very top-level players in the UFC scene? Because when these guys came on, I assume all of the other UFC kind of pros, the other UFC kind of top players hadn't had a clue how this has happened. I imagine these guys probably would have saw Deninho and Drizz and went, these have got to be someone else on alts or something. I mean, what has been the reaction to these two and their comeuppance? Man,
it's just been like one day they were just here. Like they just popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, what the fuck happened? You know, but at the end of the day, they're here, they're for real, and they're incredibly impressive. I mean, one of these two could end up winning the entire thing. As we've seen, they made it to the semifinals in a stacked tournament. I mean, if we look back at this, right? We look back at the bracket here. Pablo, Grips, Kezza, Dirty Dave, Nasim, Suave, Jamie, JC21, Bossman, Easy Work, Jakey B, Winter, Caliber, Deco, Blake Tyler. I mean, and they're making it through. They're making it through all of this, and they're getting here. That is no easy feat. I will tell you that much.
No, totally. I mean, as well, any tournament where you're seeing guys like Dirty Dave and Suave Jamie and Bossman, 3 names in particular that are all going out in the first round, Z, that is quite something, isn't it? Those names are synonymous with success, with high-level fights, with tournament wins, and That just goes to show you, man, it's been anyone's to win here tonight. It really has been a spectacular tournament so far, and still some incredible fights left to go that I'm excited for.
Yeah, I mean, look, as good as these fights have been, right? As good as they've been, and they've been damn good. They have been damn good. These are going to be better. Because we are now moving on to Drizz versus Deninho. We've got a big choice to make here. Gringo, I'm leaving it up to you. Bantamweight to middleweight. Bantamweight to middleweight.
I'm going to get people angry.
Bantamweight to middleweight. What do you got?
Let's go with lightweights.
All right, we are putting them at lightweight. If they lose, they can blame Gringo.
There you go. Yep, I'd take it. I'll take it. But, I mean, I wouldn't be overly surprised again to see a Conor McGregor mirror. Again, I think, yep, that's exactly what they're both going for, man. Who's got the best Conor? That's what it's going to come down to.
Yep, there it is. You called it. You absolutely called it.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor. This is the real deal.
Yeah, it is. It's going to just take one slight mistake, one slight trip, one slight misread, and you lose your chance at $250. And of course, like I said, they've had great runs, both of these guys, all the way to the semifinals. But one of those is, again, how much does that experience factor in? You look at Drizz, he's played in big FIFA finals worth thousands, you know, for his team. He's played in big finals for cash before in UFC. Maybe, again, you'd edge that kind of competitive, you know, confidence towards Drizz. I think from what I understand, when they were both coming up as well, Drizz always kind of usually had the better of Deninho. So
is that right?
One of those, again, I think so. I'm pretty certain when they were in the early days of VFL, Drizz used to have the better of Deninho. So
they've got history.
Deninho was... Yeah, Deninho was a kind of like the guy that came up and became like very good, like last out of the bunch. It was Nasim, and then it was guys like Tyler, and then Drizz, and then you had Deninho. So again, in that kind of same bracket, that same class. But I think Drizz will be confident in this one. I do.
Yeah, very possible. And we're seeing that confidence, right? He's pressing him, he's walking him down. But Deninho very good off the back foot here, making him miss, making him pay. And he's landing some good shots. Sorry, go ahead.
I think as well. And I think Deninho is playing smart here. He's kind of being a little bit slow, a little bit more methodical. Really using that straight of Conor as well beautifully. And you can see Drizz more so the McGregor that's kind of walking him down and looking to just push him behind those black lines and work those hooks to take that block down nice and early. But it's another one of those, man. You're looking at it and you're thinking, first words that come to mind, it's a chess match. It's the IQ's being tested, the strategy's being put in place. Only one can come out winning, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, and here we go. They're going at it, and right now it seems that Deninho is just getting ever so slightly the better of these exchanges. But like you said, you know, anything can happen. You know, we're just going to have to see what does happen as these two are... You know, it's a little bit slower. It's not quite a fast-paced, you know, running at each other and, you know, smash your heads into each other brawl, but it's a fight. It's a real fight.
Yeah, head health is looking identical as well with 55 seconds left on the clock here. These two are... And it wouldn't even...
Oh, The Rock! Just as we say it.
Well, that's... Yeah, I was about to say this wouldn't even surprise me if this goes the distance to a decision for the first time tonight, but Drizz taking the words right away from me and saying, oh, hold on a minute, old man, that is not going to be happening here because he's taking the charge here at the very end of at the end of round one. I mean, that stun, coupled with the pressure, the aggression from Drizz, it's got to be a Drizz round, hasn't it, Z?
It has to be. I mean, you get that stun, you get that damage, a little bit of taunting there near the end, but great first round for him.
Certainly. I think it's always interesting. I love to see in rounds which these kind of higher players lose, what is the strategy going into round two? What is Deninho going to do now coming forward and out of the blocks? Is he going to start aggressive?
Oh,
is he going to
man!
go slower? Is he going to get absolutely pieced up here as Drizz starting strong again?
I mean, for me, if I get, you know, messed up like that, I'm like, I got to get it back. Right, I cannot let him snowball. I cannot let him get rock after rock. I need to get him back, and I need to get him back now. I want to land a hard shot early. But Deninho seems to be taking the opposite approach. He's shelled up more, and he's letting Drizz pressure him more. Maybe a little nervous, maybe a little scared. You know, knows that money is on the line here, and knows that he can't afford to make mistakes. But when that happens, you know, when you do that, that means that you are putting yourself in the line of fire of the pressure of Conor McGregor, the pressure of Drizz, and that's very dangerous. As we see right there with another rock.
Yeah. You've absolutely timed that bit of commentary to the
there it is.
Perfect measure.
Yeah,
wow.
And the ground and pound coming out here. Nice frame from D's, but now a rock and barely survives, does Deninho.
Yeah, that one was blink and you will miss it type territory there. But I tell you what, man, I mean, this just goes to show you how strong Deninho looked earlier on tonight in the tournament, and Drizz just coming in there and just making it look like child's play. But you thought maybe the fight was going to start to maybe turn a little bit when you got that cut on Drizz, but it's just been predominantly all Drizz, all confidence, and all aggression from the McGregor in black.
I mean, it really has, hasn't it? And Drizz is just doing a fantastic job here. Although, you know, head health still there. But another left hook. And there we go. This could be it. And Deninho is down and out. Down and out. Very nice performance. A clean performance, I would say, from Drizz. Maybe not so, you know, emphatic, but clean. Just clean.
Yeah, professional, surgical, clinical, all words that you could very much kind of attribute to that performance there. And there's no way you can argue it. A deserved finalist tonight, Z. That there, phenomenal stuff.
Yep. But now we've got a treat for you guys. This is the fight y'all were looking for. When you went to this tourney, you said, where is Fatinator and Blake Tyler? Where's it happening? When's it happening? Y'all know now. Make sure to like this stream for this incredible fight. What weight do we want to put these men at? What are you thinking?
I would be interested to see them in. I would be interested to see them in featherweight. I would. I think that would be a very nice matchup for them. Yeah, I would like to see that.
Let's put them at featherweight. Now, very, very possible and even probable that we're going to see a Conor McGregor mirror match. But at the end of the day, how damn exciting is that? How exciting is a Conor McGregor mirror match between the highest level people in the game?
This is the thing. It's so, again, it's the same as before with what we said about Drizz and Deninho. These two, they're very well aware of each other, very well aware of their strengths and weaknesses, but it's going to come down to who starts the fight, I think, more aggressive, and I think who makes the earlier read. I mean, who do you like in this one, Z? Fad and Blake, both pros, both veterans, you could say, this competitive space. Who you got and why?
Man, I don't know. I got to give it to Blake just because the last time they fought in a tournament, Blake won, right? And you got to go off history, right? But at the same time, Fad has been so dominant in this tournament. And Blake maybe struggled a little with caliber, right? We saw him on the back foot, getting rocked, getting taken down, stuff like that. He did pull it out, but can Fatinator maybe learn from that fight, do some of the same things that Caliber was doing, maybe attack the body with those body kicks, attack the leg with the leg kicks, as we see there. What can he do to pose problems to Blake Tyler, and what can Blake Tyler do to pose problems to Fatinator?
Yeah, no, it's true. And I think as well, you can't even kind of factor in the potential of nerves about money, because like I said, both of these guys are so well versed in high pressure situations. A wonderful combination there as well, Z.
My God, I've never even seen that. Jab, haymaker, lead head kick. That's some creative stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing, that you have to be a little bit, like I said, enigmatic, a little bit kind of creative when you go in these kind of later rounds against people that are just so well versed. You've got to kind of almost bring some stuff out the hat that kind of make people go, wow, I never even considered that could be an effective combination. And he's doing that, isn't he?
He absolutely is. Pull elbow comes out from Blake Tyler, throwing the lead hook there as well. Leg kick comes out from Fatinator, not doing much damage. Blake seems to be getting a little bit of an initiative here.
Yeah, so far, so good. But again, I think Blake and Fad giving, both of them giving as well as what they're taking right now. And
absolutely.
you just see it's the head health marginally lower for Blake Tyler, but that can change on a dime piece. It really can.
It can, and we're seeing Blake doing such a great job of slipping the third strike of each combination. He's doing a great job of avoiding those punishing shots that Fatinator's throwing, but getting tagged by the first two, right? Whereas Fatinator is trying to get out of the way before he gets hit. And that's the main difference. Like you said, the head health's a little lower for Blake because he's getting tagged, right? He's getting hit. Fatinator just not getting hit that much right now.
Yeah, no, I think this is the thing with these high-level McGregors.
Oh!
It's all about who gets that big hit off first.
Yes, it is, as you
be
say. Oh, but flipped. Blake Tyler flips him. Now 30 seconds to work in top mount. Let's see what these two do.
A lot of time.
Hooks coming out. The slip from Fatinator keeps him in the game. Perhaps gonna try to get half guard, and he's gonna try to ride this out, not take any more damage. Huge moment for Fatinator in the first round.
Yeah, no, incredibly big. And again, though, it's maybe a case of when you go into that second round, how much kind of confidence do you have about yourself? The answer will be a lot after what Fatinator just pulled off there in the kind of late sequence of round number one. But listen, this is where champions are made, Z, in these tight rounds, in these semi-finals, in those finals where maybe you're down around, you got to pull it out the back pocket and show people you got that championship quality about you, that champion's mentality. So Blake Tyler going to need to maybe not feel any sorrow about the situation, just get right on the horse and attack this one dead
Absolutely, but he's got to be so careful. He is taking damage on damage right now, and Fatinator is hunting him down. He smells blood in the water. He says, "This money is mine."
It's that head health that I'm worried about, man. Head health and the block is really looking difficult. But again, if there's a guy that can kind of work with these situations and these kind of...
Oh! Just out of range of the pull elbow. The hook does not come back for Blake Tyler. He is still in this fight, but taking more and more damage.
Yeah. And Blake Tyler, every single stun that comes in now, Z, he's going to be getting more and more kind of concerned about how close he is towards the end.
Yes, he is.
He has to stay calm, and he has to do what he knows he can do. He's got to try and maybe trick Fatinator into maybe getting a little bit kind of open place and getting even a little bit cocky, throw something wild, and then get some sort of counter shot. Because right now, Fatinator is just looking too smooth, not only with his striking but also his movements. The pulls tonight all tournament from Fatinator, Z, have been phenomenal from Fad.
Yes, they have been, and he's just slipping, pulling, ducking. You know, every single shot that Blake's throwing, it seems Fatinator just ever so slightly gets out of the way. We see that once again here. Now Blake is landing good stuff on the block, but Fatinator here knocks him out cold. Fatinator moving on to the finals to fight Drizz, and Blake Tyler's reign has been temporarily at least slowed, halted, stopped. Fatinator knocks out Blake Tyler cold.
Wow. And I think, again, it's come down with both of these McGregor mirrors so far in both fights. It's always been about who started the round more aggressively. And Drizz and Fatinator both started the rounds more aggressively. And you could see that's been a key attribute tonight. Incredible performance by Fatinator from start to finish, and deserved again that he's in that finals. An incredible tournament in general from both of our finalists tonight, Drizz and Fad. Before we go into the final, I want to ask you, Z, who is, in your opinion, had the tougher run? So Drizz's run to the final, in order, it's been JC21, Nasim, and then Deninho. Fatinator's run to the final, Bossman, Jakey B, and Blake Tyler. Who's had the tougher run, do you think?
That's tough, man. That's so tough. I think, oh man. I'm actually gonna say Drizz, I think. has had the tougher run. JC21, former ESFL champ, right? Nasim, the guy who just beat Suave Jamie. That's no easy task. Deninho, top-level competitor, just beat Kezza, beat Dirty Dave. You know, Fadnator, hell of a run, but, you know, Blake Tyler, Jakey B, great win. But Jakey B had fought Easy Work, and then Bossman, you know, a late replacement. It's tough. It's tough. And both of these men absolutely deserve to be here, but I'd actually say perhaps Deninho proved himself a little bit more. Although I'm looking at this record, and whoo boy, Fadnator has an advantage here.
Yeah.
Now, we know that doesn't really matter. We know it all comes down to this, because we are starting these men in the most competitive weight classes. No more messing around. Bantamweight, welterweight, middleweight. That's our best of 3. What do you think?
I mean, this is going to be good, man. But I think no one could complain about the weights at this point. I think it would surprise me if this doesn't go to that final fight, to that sudden death fight. If someone 2-0 someone here, I think that'd be the most shocking thing of the evening. Because they've both been so dominancy.
Yeah.
It's just going to come down to, again, the facts of if it's the Sugar Sean O'Malley mirror, which you'd expect it to be. Who starts quicker? I think that's going to always be the case with these mirrors. Who starts quicker? Who starts the more aggressive? Who makes the reads early? And you've had already, you know, between these two, 76 fights in terms of spars. You know each other so well, so damn well. So sparring partners, training partners, friends outside of the tournament tonight, they're going to need to be at their absolute best if they want to walk away with that huge, huge prize. And again, it's so difficult to call. I don't think it's in a best of 3, especially. I couldn't make a prediction. I couldn't. I mean, performance-wise, Fadnator has probably had performances that would rival anybody tonight. So maybe you'll have him as a slight favorite, but you can never really say Drizz is an underdog. It's just so disrespectful.
No, I mean it's hard to say, but Fadnator, so dominant, right? So talented.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you take this over. Real quick, I will be back in just a minute. Get this finals going for us.
Listen, I think Drizz, again, another guy that knows the importance of this tournament. Drizz coming from that FIFA background, that competitive soccer background, where over there we play for peanuts in those kind of cash tournaments. You talk about Drizz has been in tournaments that have lasted until 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, where he's competing for $500, but that's for a team of 11. That's $500 split 11 ways, and he's had some of the most stressful nights of his young life playing for $45 in a final. To win here today, $250. That is effectively 10 times what he's been playing. This guy is a prize fighter. He's a money fighter, but he's also one of the most well-versed, well-rounded, competitive sports athletes you can maybe say in the virtual sphere. Incredible on the grass, incredible in the octagon, but he's going to really need to pull out the bag tonight against Fadnator, a guy that has just continued to impress and wow not only the commentary table but you guys this evening with his performances. Again, no doubt Fadnator will be feeling confident because of that 58-18 record. That resume may mean something to him. It may mean nothing to him. You have to kind of put yourself in this kind of weird paradox of an environment when you say to yourself mentally, going into a final for so much money on the line, can't really look at the sparring record too much, but maybe you will. And you can see already that cut on Drizz is already showing you that he is starting the fight the quickest and more aggressive. Z, welcome back.
I am
All
back.
you've missed so far is Fadnator just peppering Drizz. No stuns, no knocks, no drops, but that cut not looking great on Drizz already.
No, the cut not looking great, but now we got a rock here. I came back just in time.
You certainly did. Wow.
Oh, very nice duck.
Oh.
Oh, there it is again. Fadnator with the overhand. Fadnator putting on the pressure and starting to snowball here, Gringo.
Yeah, 3 stuns in a row, and it just looks like Drizz is. You talk about snowballing. Drizz is frozen. He is a snowman right now. Z, he is not moving. He is Jack Frosting in the middle of the cage here.
Yeah.
He does not look like he knows what to do, where to go, or how to even remotely come back from this. The head health has been butchered, but similarly so, you could say the same thing for Fadinated. Head health not too different, but that...
Oh, but there you
is
go.
always going to be the kind of difference maker.
Drizz now drops Fadinator. Fadinator not able to get an up kick. This could be it. Drizz putting the pressure, but no, Fadinator just slips it. Now in mount, Fadinator going to rain some ground and pound. Back and forth we go. Fadinator putting on the damage, but Drizz barely slips. Oh my god.
Wow. Nearly a victory for both, but we somehow end round 1 with both of these men hanging on in there. But
oh, look at, oh my god. Look at that cut.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Sliced open. Wow.
Oh my god.
I mean, okay, well, here's the $1 million question for you, Z. Who's that round going to?
Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that, bro. I got nothing. Oh my lord.
A question that only the Lord above could answer, but
only God, aka Jeff Harrower. Oh, but Drizz double drops him. Now Fadinator on the Fadinator's down and he's out. He's down and out. Drizz takes the first fight. Who saw that coming?
That's why we say, Z, the sparring records mean
nothing. They mean nothing.
And Drizz 1-0 up here. He wins the next one. He's going home $250 richer.
Yes, he is. What an impressive performance from Drizz to get rocked like 3 times. And then just come back, drop him again, and then, oh my goodness. Wow.
Well, listen, now he's got one hand on the trophy, as we like to say on in football, and he's got to get the other one on that trophy and got to bring that bag of money home now. He is
grab it, bring it home.
One victory away. Absolutely. It's been, again, nearly 2 hours in the making for Drizz. It's been a good day's work should he walk away with a victory here, but he knows he's going to have to be perfect again against Fadinated to get this one done. Here we go. Potentially final fight of the evening. Fadinated needs a win to take it to sudden death.
Yes, he does. But even if he gets it now, Drizz has got to be confident. He can win. He can hurt Fadinator. He can drop Fadinator. He can knock Fadinator out. What does that do to your mentality if you go into the finals knowing you're 1-0, you just need one more?
This is the thing. It depends on the person, because you can go in and you can be incredibly nervous and be incredibly shook by the fact you've just been rocked, dropped, and knocked like that. But again, when you're someone like Fadinator, I think it's going to motivate him. I think he's going to look at that and go, wow, I've stunned him 3 times in a row. I didn't get the victory. I'm annoyed. I'm a little bit pissed off with that. I'm going to make it right. So especially a guy like Fadinator who's got so much competitive experience again, I just feel like he's going to come out even stronger in this fight.
I agree. He may come out and put on the best damn performance of his lifetime right here. And he is already looking crisp as hell.
This is the thing, though. Drizz has a blueprint now. He has a game plan. He knows he can withstand this kind of brute force, this damage. And if he can, and he can continue to just get those reads like he did in that first fight, he may well end up stopping Fadinator again, but he's got to pace himself.
Yes, he does. You know, you can get overexcited, right? You can be like, oh my God, I'm going to win. Oh my God, I'm going to win. And then before you know it, you're flat on your ass 2 times and you're walking away second place. Ain't nothing wrong with second place in something like this, but I mean, he would not be satisfied with that result. Not at this point, I gotta think.
I don't think either of these two will be, man. Like you said, we talk about the runs, and both of these guys have had to sit there and really lock in and just really concentrate and focus in all of their fights tonight. Second place is admirable, but no one remembers the loser at the end of the day, Z. Everyone wants to be the winner. Everyone wants to be $250 richer. So it's high stakes. It is. Yeah,
we don't talk about the people who were always coming in second place, right? This is for all the marbles here. And right now, Fadinator putting on a show. He says, I'm not out of this yet. And Drizz says, neither am I, with a good counter and nice shot under the hook.
Again, very similar to how the first fight went. That cut early on Drizz. But it's almost a textbook. But again, the head health probably a little bit better for Fadinator this time around compared to the head health of Drizz.
Yes.
Just needs to kind of stick at it, and you can see just kind of work the body shots there, and then kind of swing that uppercut in. Always smart to do, but just seems like Fadinator is just getting more of a read with every single combination thrown of Drizz. Doesn't look like he's anywhere near as brawler-esque as we saw maybe in that first fight.
Well, and I like the leg kicks as well from Fadinator, right? He was like, hey, I was winning that fight. All I have to do, if I take away his power, he's not going to be able to come back the way he did, right? He's not going to be able to pose the challenges that he did. And so that's what he's doing right now, is he's coming back and he's saying, hey, I'm just going to leg kick you, and I'm going to make it so that you are not going to get me in the first place.
Absolutely. I think, again, though, we talk about first rounds, that one was a little bit more kind of clear in terms of the score. I think that one is a clear Fadinator rounds. Drizz, again, not completely out of it, but he's not in an advantageous or even equal position like he was in the first fight. So interesting to see now what Drizz does going into this round number 2.
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see, because he's got to do something here if he wants to walk away with this money, because right now Fadinator is putting on the pressure. Oh, but he pulls! Fadinator makes a mistake! And now on the back foot, just survives that. And now Fadinator down!
Oh my god!
This could be it. Drizz putting on the pressure. He wants the $200 that you get from coming for first place. But now Fadinator counters both of these men slipping, pulling both of them on death's door here. And even still, Fadinator has a head health advantage. How is that possible?
Don't know.
And Fad rocks him. Oh, and Drizz is now down. Fadinator takes him down into side saddle.
Oh no.
Now Drizz could be done.
This is nightmare fuel for Drizz.
Oh, and Fadinator raining down elbows. Drizz not able to escape the side control. Now Fadinator postures up, throwing the strikes, and that's it. It's 1-1.
Wow. Well, he wrote the mistakes correctly from the first fight. And, I mean, we said it, Z, didn't we? The biggest shocker tonight would have been if it was a 2-0 to anybody. This was always going to go to sudden death, and rightfully so. What a series we've got here. Incredible.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know what to say, because this is all going to be decided by one fight, as it should be. We are coming down to the wire. We are coming down to the last fight of the tournament. If you guys don't know, for those of you who have been watching, this tournament is sponsored by Nadotwins. Make sure to give him a subscribe. Make sure to follow Gringo on Twitter, Gringo_AFC, to follow his doings. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm going to be hosting these more and more often. And we've got one more fight for you all. Middleweight, we've got the final one going on. And here we go.
I wonder what the picks are going to be, because we've not seen a mirror in middleweight tonight. We haven't.
No, we haven't.
And if
Alex
it's going to
Pereira.
Is he in Pereira? There's no way.
No, Pereira and Pereira. There it is.
Okay.
Your first mirror.
Okay.
And it's a good one.
Fun fact for you, Z, to lighten the mood in the final fight. Did you know that Pereira in Portuguese means pear tree?
I did not.
There you go. Now you know. So
now I know.
Power 10 fight in the future, you just think of a big pear tree throwing fucking hooks at people.
I will think of a big pear tree. You know, hey, he's got green on his shorts. The green could be for pears, you know?
There you go. There you go. There you go. Well, listen, I think you talk about, again, just mega series, mega matchups, world-class Hall of Fame level series. This, you get no better than this. These two, again, have had incredible evenings, incredible first 2 fights. Oh my goodness me.
The left hook coming out early for Drizz.
I was about to say, as soon as you see that left hook, you immediately think that's got to be a stun. I'm amazed that it isn't.
Well, it's early. You know, it will be soon. Oh, the front kick comes out for Drizz as well. Very nice shot from him. He seems to be having a little more success here in this fight, Gringo.
Yeah, it's crazy to say, Z, but maybe that loss was the best thing for him going into the final, because maybe that's brought him down back to a kind of neutral level again, where he knows he's got to be at this optimum thinking space in order to beat Fad. So
yeah,
it sounds wild, but I've seen it before. I have, but Drizz again for the 3rd time in a row in this final, cut open in the first round.
He is cut, he is damaged, and Fatinator now working. Fatinator, I mean, this man has been at an elite level for so long. We're talking about Drizz because he's the underdog story, but he's the underdog story for a reason. And if he cannot get things done, Fatinator will. Fatinator will get things done, and he is trying to put the lights out on Drizz right now.
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, and there it is. There's the rock. Great job from Drizz slipping right back on the offensive here, but a big moment for Fatinator early.
Yeah, that's going to just build his confidence more and more. This is a guy that knows he can just get maybe one drop.
Ooh!
This will be all she wrote.
That was very nice. A nice body shot counter from Drizz. Now Drizz throwing a 4-piece, emptying out the gas tank there.
I was going to say this, Z. I mean, from your perspective, are you amazed that Drizz is maybe going so gung-ho so early in this final?
I'm not. I think he understands that he cannot let Fatinator get a lead, right? Fatinator is somebody who builds off a lead. He gets the head health advantage, and he does not let go. He gets you in his grasp, and he just builds from there and builds from there. I think Drizz is trying to make it so that he doesn't have the advantage in the first place, but right now Fat is pressing, and he drops him! Drizz now on the back foot, throwing knees, and Drizz is down, and Drizz is out. Fatinator is the victor of the $250 tournament. There it is.
And you know, we say from the first fight, and we say it again now, Z, you really, really couldn't argue with that. His first round performance in that round of 16 this evening was just breathtaking, and it's been dominant. It's been statement-esque all night long. Fatinator the winner, and no complaints there. I think again probably a performance-rich evening, let alone a performance-rich fight there against Drizz. Incredible night from him. Incredibly
done. I mean, both of these men really showed out. Drizz cannot be disappointed with that. Fatinator, of course, not disappointed with that. But I mean, what an impressive performance. And I have a little treat for us. We are going to actually be able to pull Fatinator in to the call. And we're going to get a little interview in here with the winner of the Zyaf x Nadotwins Invitational. And so start thinking of some questions. And let me pull this man in here. Add Fatinator. Here we are. Let me switch the screen for you guys.
Here.
Fatinator. Congratulations on the victory. What are you thinking right now?
Man, I'm the best, man. I'm the best. I just like to see FSK on top. Fuck all you rats. Yeah.
So man, tell me about that last fight. What were you thinking when Drizz got that first win on you? You know, what was going through your head? Were you still confident? You were like, I'm gonna win, or were you like, oh, I gotta pull this out?
I was confident after I beat Blake, because you know that man, he's like my Pereira. But when Drizz beat us, I did shit myself, to be honest. But I just calmed myself down. Like in the Leon fight when he rocked us, I thought I was done. Got him inside control, and that was nice. Then that Pereira one there, I don't know what happened against the cage. It was unlucky for him, but I mean, what can I say really? I'll win. Can't complain.
Yeah, you got the victory. Tell us, anything you're planning to do with the money? Save it, spend it, get some food? What are you thinking?
I don't know, to be honest, mate. Might get pissed or something. Who knows?
Yeah, going a little bit of a bar crawl. Well, congratulations, man. Gringo, you got anything for him?
No, I think when you talk about the run tonight and you talk about Bossman, Jakey, Blake Tyler, Drizz, I mean, did you feel like Drizz was the hardest opponent that you faced tonight? Or not, Fad? Who would you maybe give that kind of nod to?
Well, I mean, everyone was like, obviously they're all elite, but I think it's probably between like Blake or Drizz, they are like the top two for me. So beating both of them in one night, I mean, what kind of happy days really.
I think as well, I mean, surprised me a little bit because said the Pereira matchup in the final was the first time we saw a mirror tonight in middleweight. I mean, was that always going to plan when you saw him go Pereira? Were you thinking I'm going to stick with Pereira too, or did you have an option, a backup option, a B plan in your pocket or not? What did you kind of think of the picks?
Yeah, like I was thinking Adesanya, but I thought like I just mirror him because then there's no advantage or disadvantage. Like the better man wins, so that was my thought behind it.
Fair enough.
Well, no, listen, man, it was I gave you performance of the night in that first one against Boss, man. I thought it was dominant, but like I said to Z, I don't think anyone could really argue with that result. It's just an incredible tournament from start to finish. So congratulations, a whirlwind performance-rich evening.
Yeah, congratulations to Fadinator. Please send me your payment information. I'll get that over to you. Drizz as well, send me your payment information. Thank you, Gringo, for joining me. Thank you, Fadinator, for participating. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you in 2 weeks for the next one.